who is coming between the umpire and the stumps, left arm around the wicket, into ball to King, who goes back and slaps it through the covers, in fact, into the cover region, and well fielded out at extra cover. That's some good work, which keeps us scoring down to 1. So King is off the mark, which brings Shea Hope back on strike for the first time.
Well, seems to be bowling quite slow, and it looked as if Brandon King had to wait the day in the year really to play that one off the back foot. But it was really more, I wouldn't say it's a half tracker, but it was certainly short of a length. And at that pace, it probably deserved a bit more punishment.
Maybe defeated by the lack of pace and not being able to pick that gap. Had he been able to do so, then of course it would have been more productivity, but he wasn't able to pick the gap. Good bit of fielding too from extra cover. Here's Smuts again. Let's see. This one is a lot quicker and flatter, and turned away into the onside for the first run to Shea Hope. So he must have heard you, and that delivery was one that he pushed through.
And a little bit straighter as well, not affording the batter the opportunity to get onto the back foot and try to pierce the offside. Got the two sweepers out, the deep forward square and the long on. So he wants to really bowl a fairly straight line.
Here's Smuts around the wicket to Hope, to King, and King turns this one away up into the onside for a single. So just a quiet start, understandably. In fact, they came back for the second run. So the score goes up to 4 without loss. We're in the first over of this contest between West Indies and Italy. Italy winning the toss and opting to field. So West Indies doing what many believe is the weaker or less preferred option. As Smuts at the top of his mark will be looking to close the over. He's done well so far. Around the wicket to King, and King is just playing this one back to the bowler. He has to take a step or two to his left to field, and there's no run. Adrian Holstock standing in his 58th T20 international, one of the two umpires in this contest. Here's Smuts again, and a ball that is pushed up towards mid-off. The batsman set off for a quick single. Get home. That's a single to King. He goes to 4. Hope has got 1. And after 1 over, West Indies put into bat 5 for no loss.
Well, nothing there to write home about from Smuts. I think he actually was quite fortunate to get away with just 5 runs off that over. Nothing breaking off the straight. No real pace on the deliveries. No real drift. And I think it just was a watchful over there from the West Indies openers.
So, over number 2, with the West Indies picking up just 5 runs in the first over, so nothing really too dramatic in that opening over. It will be Hassan to share the new ball with Smuts, so you still got the left-handed aspect of it, but this time left arm medium fast, and he will be bowling to King, who's got 4 from 5 deliveries. Hope just faced the 1 delivery, he's got 1, and it will be Hassan to share the new ball with Smuts, the left arm medium fast bowler. King on strike, 5 for no loss. We are at the start of over number 2. And here is Hassan, left arm over the wicket. And that ball goes right through him. There's a lot of pay for catch at the wicket, but the umpire doesn't seem too impressed by it. They're discussing if they're going to go upstairs for the review. But certainly deceived. They don't know if he got an edge, but he was certainly deceived. And in fact, they decided to go for the review.
Yeah, I think I was going to say that Hassan is going to present a slightly more challenging option for the West Indies batters, and that first delivery is proof enough. Ball coming back into Brandon King, and there was a noise. It was just a case of whether the keeper took it to his left. The ball went between the bat and pad, and the keeper went to his left to suggest that there was something that caused some kind of deflection. And not surprised that they prepared to go for the review. So we're getting a chance now to look at the sneakometer. The ball is fairly close to the bat, but it clearly did go between bat and pad. I think what the third umpire will want to see now is if there's any reaction as the ball goes past the bat, and there is a bit of a spike on the ultra edge. So I dare say that will probably spell bad news for Brandon King, as he has been given out, caught at the wicket.
Yes, so an early strike for the Italian side. Hassan with his very first delivery, and you could almost feel sorry for Brandon King in the sense that that was a very good delivery to receive. First up, well done to Hassan, but it really came back at the right-hander, and he really never had a clue. He took one hand off the bat, he was completely bamboozled by it, and he's got to go.
Yeah, well, that's the sort of reaction when the ball deviates unexpectedly. and maybe Brandon King was expecting on length the ball to go across him. So it wasn't really a swinging delivery as such. It seemed as if it just nipped back off the seam on pitching. So he could have been forgiven for expecting the ball to angle across and given the length at which it pitched, but it just jagged back, and he just took the bottom hand away as he tried to negotiate it, and just feathered it through off the inside edge through to the keeper.
So the keeper, Mead, taking the catch off Ali Hassan. He's gone for 4. Brandon King facing just 6 deliveries. So not the type of start West Indies would have wanted. Italy, of course, cock a hoop. Hetmar is in early. And Hetmar and Hope, of course, two of the more productive batsmen we've had. Hope has been pretty much that for a year or two now at least. Hetmar in more recent times has shown excellent form. And needless to say, a lot will depend on these two, because West Indies has had problems in the power play over however long. And again, losing an early wicket.
Well, we were speaking earlier about ticking boxes, but that's one box that is still pretty much waiting to be ticked. The opening partnership, or the productivity in the opening pair within the power play. But Hetmar, as you said, has been one of the form players. So we'll see how he goes.
So the left-hander waits for the left-handed Hassan to bowl to him. A ball well up. He comes across and covers it and pushed it up into the covers, and there's no run. In fact, they had a pretty productive opening with power play in I think it was the first game, but it was at a fairly slow pace, and that did cause some concern. Personally, I wasn't too bothered about it, because I recognized what they were trying to do, try to preserve wickets in the power play. So they've got to find a way of being productive in the power play and keeping loss of wickets to a minimum.
Yeah, well, as you said, no need to panic with a slow power play because of the power at the back end.
Here's a drive, past cover, and will it go past mid-off as well? No. Moving around to his right is Stewart, and effects a good save. That restricts the scoring to 1, so Hetmar is off the mark, and it's 6-1.
And what I like about Italy here is that they put the slip in for Hetmar. The first ball to Brandon King did nip back into the right-handed batsman, and bowling to the left-hander is a case where they're still looking for wickets, and they put the slip in for Hetmar. So a very positive attacking move there by Italy.
Well, they've got to not only put it in, but they've got to keep confidence with what they do. I've seen teams in this competition put a slip in for 1 or 2 deliveries, and then as soon as the slip goes, the catch goes there. So you've got to give your plan a chance to work. As Hassan, left arm over the wicket, he's bowling to the West Indies captain now, Hope, and Hope defends. The ball runs back along the pitch to be fielded by Hassan, and the score remains at 6 for the loss of 1 in over number 2.
Yeah, Hassan has been impressive in the tournament for Italy. He presents that option in the opening aspect for opening the bowling for Italy. So we've seen exactly what he's capable of doing, and we've seen that in a few matches as well, where he's been able to move the ball around. And as we all know, that is certainly one positive option you can have from the fielding side.
Here is Hassan, left arm over the wicket, and a drive down towards mid-off. No runs scored. So a cautious start by the West Indies, made even more cautious, I would think, by the loss of Brandon King in the second over. In fact, the 7th delivery of the innings. And it'd be interesting to see how Hope in particular responds to that. Well, I think Hope will respond in the way we know he plays. That is with cautious aggression, if you want to call it that. Hetmar is the one who you've got to really watch and see how he responds to this situation.
Yeah, well, I mean, as you say, Shea Hope's game is to be steady.
A ball that is steered away into the offside, down towards the backward point region for a single to Hope. He goes to 2, and after 2 overs, West Indies invited to bat, 7 for 1.
A successful over there for the Italians, and just what the doctor had ordered for them, having won the toss and asking the West Indies to take first knock. You really couldn't ask for anything much better than that, than for one of your opening bowlers to get a wicket in his first over, and good delivery as well. It was, as I said, I thought the first over from Smut was somewhat allowed to go by unmolested, so to speak, but take nothing away from Hassan's first over. It was one where he certainly asked a few questions.
Well, Draka has replaced Smut, so Smut's just bowling that 1 over, and now Draka, he is coming into the attack, and he will be bowling to the West Indies number 3 batsman, Hetmyer. In fact, Hope is on strike. Hetmyer's got 1. Hope is on 2. And Draka coming into the attack. A change after just 1 over.
Yeah, I just wonder if that was the original tactic or the fact that they saw that Hassan was able to get a little bit of movement, that they decided to go for Draka, who does get the ball to shape away from the right-hander. Maybe this might just be another attacking move.
Well, they may be reading the script, but it's the right-arm medium pacer, Draka, who is right-arm over the wicket, and a drive through the covers. I believe the extra cover fielder got his hand on it, but that didn't stop the ball from racing away, and it goes into the boundary for 4. So the first boundary for Hope and for the West Indies, and unlike Hassan, who his first delivery brought a wicket, this first delivery from Draka brings a boundary.
Well, it swung, so there is some movement there for him, but a long half volley, and Shea Hope really just eased it into the extra cover. The fielder extra cover falling to his left. To be fair to him, he got an awkward bounce. He got a hand to it, but the ball bounced over his hand, just clipping the fingers and going down to the extra cover boundary for 4.
11 for 1. We're in the 3rd over of the West Indies innings. They've been invited to bat after Italy won the toss. Hetmyer, the non-strikers end, has got 1. Hope, the captain, is on 6th. The casualty, Brandon King, caught at the wicket off the bowling of Hassan. And that wicket fell off the 7th delivery of the innings. Since then, Hetmyer has come in. He's faced just a couple of deliveries. And Hope has the strike. Waits for Draka, who's at the top of his mark, a tall right-arm medium pacer. Sets off now and moves past the umpire, right arm over the wicket into Hope. And Hope is fishing at the ball outside the length of the off. He knows he's been naughty. He looks at the heavens and recognizes too that he's been not only naughty but fortunate.
It looked as if he was looking to get onto the front foot, Shea Hope, and just realized that the length was nowhere near to get onto the front foot. This one was on a good length from Draka and just leaving the right-handed Hope off the pitch. And Hope may be guilty of trying to still make contact, and the hands just going away from the body. A very good delivery indeed from Draka.
Yes, virtually forcing Hope into a bit of an error in the sense that, as you said, the hands going too far away from the body, but Draka, I'm sure, encouraged by that, continues. Is up to the ball to Hope, and Hope is looking to drive that one through the offside. No time in there at all for him. He just hits it into the ground, turns, and if I can read the body language, maybe a bit annoyed with himself. A delivery that beats him and then another that he's not able to put away. No need, though, at this early stage to panic, I would think.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if the length is, he's maybe not picking the length as early as he would like. He seemed to be stuck on the crease for that last delivery and just really just threw the bat at the ball, not in a convincing or with any conviction. And I think that's really where you saw the annoyance from Hope.
Waits for this delivery, is driving. That's gone over the extra cover region into the boundary for 4. So if he was uncertain and tentative with the previous 2 strokes, nothing tentative about that. And it sped away to the boundary for 4.
Talk about conviction. He really gave it everything. And that boundary is a short boundary, so expect to see the batters looking to pepper that area. Batting from this end is just over the extra cover area. That boundary is only about 56 meters. Actually, that ball went one bounce into the boundary for 4, and he really threw the kitchen sink at that one.
So, Hope picking up his second boundary. He goes to 10, 15 for 1, and chops this one into the ground. They scamper through for a run. The return comes in, and the non-strikers end. They get home, but he tried to force that one into the offside. It bounced, and it didn't go too far away, but the alert Hetmyer quickly responded, and they were able to sneak a single.
Yeah, he's such an elegant player that when he loses his shape, it does look quite ugly. But good reaction there from Hetmyer at the non-striker's end, because Hope would not have been sure exactly where the ball had gone. But when he looked back, he realized it wasn't challenging the stumps. By this time, Hetmyer had offered him the call, and he responded quite well. And such was the advantage from Hetmyer that the keeper actually threw at the non-striker's end, as he realized that Hetmyer was winning that battle at the striker's end.
So Draka, an interesting opening over, has conceded 2 boundaries, but has looked good as he makes his way into both the left-handed Hetmyer now, and Hetmyer is looking to hook and doesn't make contact. In fact, the umpire signals wide. So a single that takes the score up to 17, or a run that takes the score up to 17 for 1. 2 boundaries in the over so far, 10 runs in the over, but it's not all been West Indies. Draka has looked threatening.
Well, he seemed to hurry Hetmyer with that short when it looked like a bit of a tough call as well for me as Hetmar got into his wicket trying to help that one around. He was beating for pace as it went through to the keeper.
Thomas Draka moves in again to bowl to Hetmar and is driving up his lead. Boxes in front of the mid-on, but into the drive, not particularly convincing. And at the end of over number 3, Hetmar is there. He's got 1, Hope 11, and West Indies 17 for 1.
Yeah, encouraging over there from Draka. We saw some pace at the end of the over there. The 5th delivery came up on the radar. That was 140 odd kilometers per hour, which is a decent pace. And it wasn't a bad over at all, but it's gone down for 10 runs in the over. So in the scheme of things, you will say that's relatively expensive. But I think he could take some hope from that particular over, that he got some response, he got some bounce, and we also saw some movement off the seam.
Hetmar 1, Hope 11, 17 for 1, 3 overs gone. So Italy holding a reigning West Indies in so far in this power play period, as Hassan, the left arm pacer, starts a new over, driven through the covers. That finds the gap this time and races out towards the boundary for 4. Well played, Hope. And he goes to 19. It's up to 21 for the loss of 1.
Yeah, guilty of over-pitching on that occasion, Hassan. Swing or no swing. It started wide enough. So Shea Hope will put that away every time of the day. Yeah, so that was full and wide. And it certainly got the treatment.
15 to Hope. Brandon King, he was dismissed for 4. Hetmar has got 1. And Hope settles into his stance once again. Hassan, who bowled a very good over. First up, this is his second. Up to the wicket to bowl to Hope, and Hope comes across and plays this one into the cover region, that well-protected offside area. No run for him. He remains on 15 and looks as though he is prepared to go after anything that gives him half a chance, but at the same time, doesn't really want to give his hand away.
Well, he's keen to get onto the front foot. We know that Shea Hope is both adept off the front and back foot.
Waits for Hassan and is getting a good delivery here that tags him up. And in the end, the ball goes back to the bowler, but a delivery which made him look distinctly uncomfortable.
Yeah, it looked like if something was in the bat handle where he reacted. But again, Hassan showing that he has the ability to get the ball to come back into the right-hander off the seam. And there was Hope looking again, probably expecting the ball to go across him, but it just held up a bit and came back into the bottom hand, coming off the bat. And for me, that's one of the areas that is a bit of a weakness for Hope when the ball is coming back into him.
Here is Hassan, and Hope is flashing outside the limb of the off stump again. A ball that's pretty far away from him. He had a spot hit, didn't make contact, it went through to the keeper, Mead. And Hassan continuing to ask questions here of the West Indies captain.
And this is where the variation comes into it. We saw the previous delivery nipping back into Shea Hope, but this one started so wide, he probably wouldn't have been expecting that one to come back. So it pitched wide and went a little bit wider, and there was Hope really reaching to try and get some bat onto it as the ball was going further away from him.
He's got 15 off 13 and waits for Hassan. This time he is driving powerfully once again through the offside, this time a bit straighter, and the ball runs across the rope for 4. So Hope goes to 19, it's 25 for 1, and it's that type of a battle where the bowler looks threatening, the batsman looks uncomfortable, and then just a couple of balls later, maybe just finding the boundary. And I would say it's a pretty even battle during this power play so far.
Well, Hassan will be very disappointed with that, because looking at the presentation of the seam, the intention was to bring the ball back into the right-hander, but it started a little bit too wide. It's always asking the ball to do a bit much when it goes that wide, and Shea Hope just really threw the bat into it.
He waits for Hassan once again and swings this one away. The onside is gone in the air, but it's gone out towards the backward square boundary, and that's a 6 to Shea Hope, but that takes him up to 25, and West Indies now climb to 31 for 1.
And it just shows you how you can make up after a slow-ish start. This time a short ball presented by Hassan, and Shea Hope just swiveled and seemed to get a lot of bat onto it. I thought it was a top edge at first, but I think he had pretty good control, no intention to keep it down, and it went high over the backward square area and quite a few rows back. So quite a big 6 there on that occasion. So Shea Hope is up and running.
25 off 15, 31 for 1, 4 overs gone, and Draka to continue. So it has been a really intense battle between the Pacers and the West Indies batsmen as Draka starts a new over. He's into both the left-handed header. Who's driving up, and she is out caught. Call that short third man, driving outside the line of the off-stump, the outside edge from a thick 1-2. Hetmar's got a goal, and Italy, cock-a-hoop. Hetmar gone for 1, it's 31 for 2.
Big wicket there for Italy, and that's about the third time that I've seen a catch being taken at the short third man position in recent matches. And I was about to say that they took the slip out, which was a little bit of a surprise to me, given that Draka hasn't bowled much to Hetmar as yet. But it was a good delivery on a length. Again, Hetmar looking to play on the up, but that little bit of movement away from Hetmar brought the outside edge into play. It was a healthy edge as well, because it carried to the fielder at that short third man position, rung about about chest height, near enough, and he took a very good catch tumbling to his right. So success there for Italy, and they should be very pleased given what happened in the last 2 overs with a few boundaries being struck.
Well, Smuts has already been in the game. He started the attack, he bowled the first over, conceded just 5 runs, and now he's taken a fine catch to dismiss the West Indies form batsman Shimar Hetmar, who's made just 1 off 4. So King 4 off 6, Hetmar 1 off 4, the batsman gone, and Shea Hope is there 25 not out off 15. He's struck a 6 and 4 4 so far, and this power play period, neither team has been able to take full advantage one way or the other, but I think Italy with that wicket now, I think one could say that they've had the better of the run of the power play so far.
Yeah, at the moment, because that run rate is just under 7.5 runs and over, and to have picked up 2 wickets so far, I think the Italians will take that trade off at the moment to have knocked off 2 wickets from the West Indies top order.
And especially one of those wickets being in form for Shimron Hetmar.
Yes. Yeah.
That brings Rustin Chase to the crease. He did pretty well against England in a similar situation where there were a couple of early wickets going down. Here is a Draka, right arm over the wicket to Chase, and Chase chops this one into the ground, gets his first run down towards point. And he's off and running with a single. And West Indies up to 32 for 2. So Chase coming in at this point, and I think that's really the role that he tends to play in the T20, coming in relatively early if there are early wickets going down. Of course, if the batsman at the top do well, more often than not, he doesn't get a hand.
Yeah, they probably don't have to improvise as much because there's batting all the way down. As we look back at that shot from Hetmar, it was quite a loose shot. He was driving at an undrivable ball, and that proved to be his downfall.
Here is Hope waiting for Draka, and his driving finds the gap expertly. That sped like a bullet from a gun out towards the boundary for 4. So Hope now races up to 29, and in over number 5, halfway through it in fact, is 36 for the loss of 2.
Well, certainly the dismissal of Hetmar didn't affect Shea Hope too much, because that one was on a length, not a half volley, but width presented, and again peppering that short boundary just over 55 meters, if that much. And there was a field at third man. He really only had to go about 10 meters, but had absolutely no chance whatsoever.
36 for 2 halfway through over number 5 as Draka with the wicket at the start of the over into bow to Hope, and Hope is whipping this one away off the pass through mid-wicket out towards the boundary. Will it get there? I think it will. It does. That's 4 runs. 40 for the loss of 2. We're in over number 5, and Hope is on the go, Henry Wallace.
Yeah, that's what you call overcompensating. The bowler going back to his mark, maybe mid-off, said to him, don't push it so wide. Overcompensating, started 2 straight on this occasion, and really all Hope had to do was keep it away from the fielder at that mid-wicket position, which he did. To his right, there's a man at deep forward square, but again, the timing was such that neither fielder could get in to intercept that delivery.
40 for 2 in the 5th over. So here is the Draka once again, back-to-back 4s to Shea Hope, and this time he has to defend. A good delivery from the right arm pace. In fact, that came back into him. He could do no more than defend it, and I think that's really where he wanted to bowl.
Yeah, ideally that's, I think, if they'd done their homework and using the data that we've heard so much about, that they would know that Shea Hope is probably a little bit more susceptible with the ball coming back at him off a length.
So Draka has given up a couple of boundaries this over, but he's also got a wicket, so he will be looking to see how he can close the over out. It's 40 for 2 as he moves in once again, right arm over the wicket. Very straight approach. He's into ball to Hope, and Hope is whipping this one away once more to the right of that mid-wicket fielder, but not the time as well, although it will still go very close to the boundary. Excellent work done out of the boundary, and they come back for, I believe, 3, but that was well done. Looks like Manetti out there, maybe. Who is that? Certainly, yes. Excellent work done with the ball that's being pulled back.
Yeah, well, this is a bit of a teaser. Now, this is on the bigger side of the ground, so that boundary is probably more like 75 meters, and it teased the fielder running around from forward square, or deep forward square, and in the end, just tumbling to keep it in play, and he may have done some damage to his wrist, but excellent batting again from Shea Hope, punishing Draco for erring on the side of length on this occasion and line, and taking advantage. 43 for 2, 5 overs gone. Andrew Mason will come and call in, but before that, who does the power play go to, Hendy? It's still, I think it's still even Stevens, but we got one more over to go, I think it is, and we'll see how that goes.
So thank you very much indeed. Good old Hendy Wallace. Good morning all. 43 for 2. Stewart is into the attack. He's in and bowls. A ball pitched to the leg stump and worked away by Hope, who looks like a Julie Mango. Beautiful batting, very sweet in his time, and just working the ball wristily down to backward square for a single to carry the score to 44 for 2. As I say, good morning to my good friend fellow Alfonso Wallace, who would have had his coffee without milk and without sugar. He'll assess what has happened so far. Let me remind you, the West Indies playing on unchanged side. Italy won the toss and they chose to bowl, and they've done a pretty good job so far. So Wallace, this is the other Wallace. Henry Wallace gets a break and fellow comes a call in. 44 for 2. Here's a delivery which is on the line of the off stump. Ball by Stewart. On the back foot goes Chase, plays it square in the offside down to backward point, gets a single. 45 for 2 into over number 6. As I say, good morning to my good friend Philo. How are you this morning, Philo?
Good morning, Andrew. Good morning to our listeners. I'm very well.
Good. Had your coffee?
I'm having my coffee.
Okay,
I need it.
You need it, yes. Get up so early in the morning.
It's going to be a long
I kept looking at my cell phone this morning about the time that it went to 11 o'clock, and they said it got some time to sleep. Here's a delivery pitch to the lady off stump. A ball by Stroke coming onto the front foot and just choking the ball away. So down towards that cover area for single. He's on 38. Chase has got to the West Indies 46 for 2, losing 2 wickets. First of all, must be a little worry, I would think, for Brandon King. Wasn't really fired at this World Cup. Of course, the analysis is that we're doing well, but I think critical analysis is much important. You've won, but of course in victory there's always concerns. Here's a ball outside the off stump. Ball by Stewart. Chases back, strokes it into the offside, down to cover, can't score. He's kept on 2. Hope has got 38. 46 for 2 into over number 6 being bowled. Here's Philo Wallace.
Yeah, 46 for 2. Shea Hope obviously the Shea Hope show, but losing those 2 quick wickets, Brandon King continues to struggle. Het Mardy in form. Batter played a loose shot and was caught at short-term man, and Captain Hope has taken over.
Ball pitched up and driven in the air down towards the third man area. Backward point comes across to pick it up. Ball that was pitched up by Stewart, and there was a batsman early getting the ball down to that wide third man area. That's Chase gets to run. But when you look at Brandon King,
he's there.
He got 35 against England. He got 1 against Nepal. He got 22, and Italy he got 4. So when you look at it, Scotland 35, England 1, Nepal 22, Italy not doing well at all. 47 for 2 as the action continues. 1 ball left in over number 6. We're at Eden Gardens. We're watching the West Indies captain Hope. And Stewart begins to move, and he's up in Boston. Ball down the leg side, on the leg side, whipped away down to that backward square. Guess what? Will he come back for the second? A bit of a fumble. Ball that was pitched and landed leg side. He worked away down to backward square. And Hope gets a run to end over number 6. Chase has got 3. Hope is on 39. The West Indies inserted 48 for 2. The latest score at Eden Gardens.
Yes, West Indies continue to bat well, particularly Shea Hope. That full length delivery. Obviously, the Italian bowlers are now looking to bowl the ball into Shea Hope, realizing that he's very, very strong through the offside. And he just hit that ball quite nicely down to backward square. The fielder moving to his left and get him through for a single. But they'll be looking at how the 2 batters went. Obviously, Brandon King, I believe, will be somewhere close to being the vice captain, because he would have led the side when West Indies went over to Abu Dhabi to play Afghanistan in Sheer Hope absence. And that'll be a concern for obviously the management unit with Brandon King. And Hetmer obviously will have to reassess that scoring runs. You still have to be disciplined and respect the ball. You've got to play each ball its merit. But Roston Chase has come in, and we know that he will be looking to solidify the middle. Hope will be the one, as we've seen so far, to take advantage of the loose bowling and really play some excellent shots. And you're hoping that he can continue to do that, and Roston Chase hopefully will get into his stride, and West Indies can look to push to a decent total. You don't want to underestimate Italy, Andrew. They're the World Cup, because they deserve to be in the World Cup. And they're not making up numbers. They're looking to win, and win against some of these more established full member ICC teams. So West Indies will have to bat properly here and make sure that they bat their 20 overs. To lose 2 wickets, 48 runs, 6 overs of power play. Even Stevens, but with Hope batting the way he's batting, one would expect that, after the water break, that he will continue to play his shots.
Okay, so the West Indies playing an unchanged team. Of course, qualifying already. Would you have been tempted maybe to look at your bench, Philo?
I would be tempted. I would like to know why Romario Shepherd.
Okay.
If he was our go-to man in the beginning.
Right.
If he's injured, I would have tried to put him in this game to see how he goes for the Super 8s. Because the Super 8s are going to be tougher. But Matthew Ford has been given a nod, and we're hoping that he can continue his good ways. But when you look at it, you have Johnson Charles.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Sampson
and Jaden Seal. It's difficult if you're going to seal. You have to drop Shamar Joseph.
A pretty weak bench to me, actually.
Well, it has 4 legs, but I don't know how strong those legs are. But those are the guys who are there, and obviously the coaches and the selector will decide when and how they will play them. But obviously, with the Super 8s coming up, Andrew, I don't think they will to be much more chopping and changing. They're trying to keep these players in rhythm and in momentum and keep the winning unit going, obviously, the winning ways.
Mantendi will come into the attack. Now, let me tell you that King was caught by Meadoff Alassane for 4 and faced 6 balls in Hetmar, the 4-man from Guyana, caught Smuts Bowl Jaka for 1. So Benjamin Martini comes into the attack now, bowling as he starts his run. He's up and bowls, ball which is on the line of that leg stump. And on the back foot goes Hope, pushes up towards that mid-on area, can't score. So into over number 7 now. Chase has got 3, Hope is on 39. And the West Indies inserted by Italy. Yes, we're not talking pasta, we're not talking pizza, we're talking cricket. And then he comes in and bowls. Ball pitch up and a drive over the top of wide long off. That's a wonderful shot by Hope. That's gone for 6. He's such a wonderful player to watch, and he's got his fans jumping in the stands. Look at that, Philo. Beautifully played. That's gone for a maximum. Well played, Hope.
Yes, I like delivery there from the off spinner. Nothing on that ball. Just sheer length, and he hit through it quite nicely. Again, his strength through the offside. And Manini obviously is guilty of giving Hope too much whiff.
But he's going to continue. He's up, maintaining in bowl short off the back foot and pushes into the offside. Down towards that cover area. Too short, of course. When you bowl the ball, full the ball before you tend to pull it down. Stroked away down to long off for 1. Hope looks good here. We're halfway through over number 7. The West Indies are 55 for 2. The rate is 8.46. Chase has got 3. Hope is 46. And Nantini comes in and bowls to him. He's looking to play the reverse sweep. I think you must watch Philo Wallace do that. He looks rather ugly. You wouldn't want to see that in primetime sports tonight. The ball crashes into his pad.
I don't know why he would play that.
Oh, dear. Naughty.
First ball he's facing from the off spinner. Hit the ball down to long off. But Hope is batting with authority here, which is good.
Well, let's see what Chase does. He plays an authentic cricket shot. The next ball pitched on the leg stump, worked away neatly into the onside. Down to Macworth Square, takes off for the run. And the score goes up to 56 for 2. Chase has got 4. I suppose you would think that Chase is the floater in the side. You know, if things are going well, you may not want to send him, but if you lose a wicket too early, you'll want to just send him to just steady the rocking ship. 1 ball to come in the over. The West Indies 56 for 2. And when TD starts again, he's bowling off breaks. He's in bowls to Hope. Hope is on the back foot, deep in his crease, works the ball into the onside, gets the single down towards mid wicket. Went off for that first run very, very quickly and came back. That's good aggressive running by the West Indies. That's what Darren Samuel was speaking about. And he raced away like Obadele, the bronze king from Barbados, back for the second to end the over. The West Indies are 58 for 2, which is the latest score the Eden Gardens.
Yes, very good run in there between the wickets, between Shea Hope and Roston Chase. Just getting a short delivery coming into him and just working it into the leg side. And the bowler himself chased after the ball with 2 fielders coming in from mid-wicket and forward square. But they could not prevent Shea Hope from coming back for that second run. Very good running. And in between hitting the boundaries, the running between the wickets is also going to push the run rate up. They're going now at 8.29 runs and over. It's only 7 overs gone. They're 58 for 2. So they're in a healthy position. I hope obviously is end up another 50. He's 48 from 26 balls. So this is good batting by Shea Hope. Hopefully Roston Chase will continue to compliment him.
Smuts back in the attack now. He's in bowls to Chase. Chase is going right across the stumps, playing the ball nice into the offside, down towards that extra cover area, deepish. We'll get a single. Perfect foil for someone like Hope. Partnership of 28 from 18 balls. The West Indies go to 59 for 2. We're into over number 8, being bowled by the left arm spinner. Chase is on 40, so make that 5 from 7. Hope has got 48 from 26. And to this delivery, the West Indies captain is coming onto the front foot and just stroking the ball, not the full bit of drive, pushing it down towards long off, gets a single. 60 for 2. How is the pitch played so far, Philo? Can you tell me?
It's wonderful. It's
wonderful.
Very, very good. The bounce is consistent. And that's what you want to see in T20 cricket. If the bowlers error, obviously they'll be punished. So they have to stay in the zone just back of a length. But it's a good pitch. Good even bounce.
Okay, 60 for 2. 7 overs and 3 balls gone. Rate is 8 now. Chase has got 5 from 8 balls. Hope has got 49 from 27. And Smuts comes up now. He's in and bowls. A ball which is pitched on the line of that leg stump and played away up, might be off the inner portion of the bat. We'll get a single. Of course, in T20 cricket, let's accept that. And it goes down to backward square. They get a run. So the pitch is playing well. Italy won the toss and chose to send the West Indies to the bat. Were you surprised by that, Philo?
No, I wasn't surprised at all. Obviously, Italy, they've have a plan that they would chase what West Indies score. West Indies, we know, is a very good chasing team. The bowling is not as strong as people expect.
Smuts is in, bowls the ball on the line of the off stump, coming onto the front foot and driving the ball nicely into the offside, down to cover. Shea Hope, the West Indies captain, gets to his 50 from 28 balls. This has been a wonderful knock by the West Indies captain, raising the bat to the acknowledgement of his teammates and spectators at the ground. 50 from 28 balls at a strike rate of 178.57. Well done, Shea Hope, the West Indies captain.
Yeah, well played to Shea Hope. You don't know anything better than that. 50 from 28 balls after losing 2 quick wickets, continues to dominate.
Smart in bowls to Chase. Chase is back to one, which is on the line off of the leg stump and just plays it down towards that long on area. Wow, ball that was pitched up, and there was the batsman going right across the stumps and pushing the ball away down towards that long on area to get the single. So you said the pitch has played well so far. 8 overs gone, 63 for 2. Will you be happy with that?
Yes, I'm happy with that. The outfield is also quick as well. I don't think this is the biggest field because that ball was a short ball from the left hand spinner, and Roston Chase dragged it down to long on from outside the off stump. And the fielder got the ball on the first bounce. So to me, this is not the biggest of grounds, but they have to continue to score. And obviously, when you have these small grounds, you should get pretty decent scores here.
Kumaji comes into the attack now. He's 34 years old, so not the youngest, of course. Italy, of course, lots of Italians, I suppose in Australia. And I'll tell you that it's a side made up of South Africans and Australians. Here's the delivery, which is on the line of the leg stump. On the back foot goes Chase and works the ball away into the onside, down towards that mid-wicket. Gets a run to carry the score to 64 for 2. We're into over number 9 now. Hope is on 50 from 28. And we've got a situation where the rate is 7.84. And no doubt Chase, who's got 8, will be there. What is his role, Philo? Just to work the ball around? What is his role here?
You said he's a floater.
Yeah. He's a floater, that's true. Well, he's getting the ball, which is upside the off stump, and plays it square in the offside down to that backward point area. That's Hope getting a run. 51, he's gone. His position normally is number 4, isn't it? Generally?
No, normally about lower than that.
Yeah,
5.
okay.
But I'm surprised that Rutherford didn't come, but maybe because...
Oh, you would have sent Rutherford?
Yeah, I'd say Rutherford in. We need to keep the momentum going. If you're looking at Chase obviously has slowed things down.
Yeah, he has indeed. You know, Morris is outside line. He also played away square in the offside down to backward point. So you like Rutherford in that number 5 position, number 4 position?
Yeah, number 4. Chase has not been in a lot of form, you know. Chase has been struggling in the last couple of series. He came good against England, but he's been struggling with the bat for a little while.
Well, he's got 9 from 12 balls, and certainly will want to, I suppose, improve in that strike rate. There's no question about that. And you got a situation where he will certainly want to ensure that he stays around. You just can't just poke and don't get runs at all. 67 for loss of 2. Well, he's on the back foot to one of the line of the legs. I mean, just works it down towards that long on area for a single. So when we look at him, Philo, he's got 10 from 13. Is that good enough? No?
That's not too bad.
It's not
no
too bad.
Boundaries. We'd like to see him hit some boundaries, but you know, he's now the spinner's actually enforcing now the leg spinner. So that's going to be another proposition as well. How freely we can score, and we don't hit a lot of boundaries off the spinners.
Well, Hope has got 52 from 30 and has played some wonderful shots and gets a single. In fact, the over's been a pretty decent one in that 6 singles from the over, so it's been generally pretty tight. I'm sure that Italy will be quite happy with that. So we're approaching the halfway stage, Philo. 9 overs gone, 69 for 2. What do you think?
It's a good position to be in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you look at your captain, he's there. He's not out on 53 from 31 balls. He's been joined by Ross and Chase, so he's 10 from 13, as you said. So you would think that West Indies are still in a comfortable batting position. With the power in the middle, with Rutherford and Jason Holder and Powell in that middle along with Matthew Ford, you're still thinking that they can get up to a score that they can defend. But if I was the coach of West Indies, I'd be pretty happy with the position that they're at right now.
Well, Smuts will continue. 69 for 2 as he comes in. And this delivery is on the line of the leg stump. On the back foot goes Shea Hope and works the ball away. Probably turn the wrist and impact. Down towards Mivik, gets a single. So 70 for 2, Philo. 9 overs and 1 ball gone. Chase 10 from 13. Hope has got 54 from 32. The rate is 7.64. Lots of wickets in the bag. Chase settles and waits, and Smuts comes in round the wicket and bows to him. He's on the pitch when he gets there. Drives up towards the long off area. Extended a great deal of energy there, looking to get goal, but got less than bronze, really, because the effort that he put in, you thought that ball would be hitting to Bridgetown.
I thought the ball would go for 6.
Have a look at that.
Yeah,
oh my God.
It's a big hit.
Didn't go too far.
No, it didn't go too far. No. Long off field came around and caught it on the first bounce.
Yeah, on the first bounce. Here is Smuts comes in and bowls, and there's a batsman coming across. That's Hope driving down to mid off. The bowler comes across. It's been pretty good in the last 8 balls, just 8 runs scored. 71 for 2, 3 balls left in over number 10. Hope has got 12. Smuts is in and bows him into this delivery. He's coming across the off stump, stays it square in the offside. More down to cover, really. Batsman will get a single. Yes, this has been a good little period for Italy here. The last over 6 runs and now just 3 in the over so far.
Very good period for Italy, and you realise that the boundaries that were scored by the West Indian batters were off the seamers.
Yeah,
they
indeed.
Haven't scored a lot of boundaries off the slow bowlers, and that is a concern.
I would think so. Here's a delivery which is pitched on the line of the off stump. A big drive by Chase, can't get it away. And that rate has gone to 7.32. You've got to be scoring at every ball. Well, he's rather marooned here. He's not that kind of a batsman, Roston Chase, to hit the ball all about the park. Smuts comes in and bows to him. He's coming onto the foot and drives. That's a lovely shot. That had to be done, really, because you expected something, a response here from the West Indies. That goes over extra cover. That's gone away. A beautiful shot, tailing the way towards square leg, and that's gone to the boundary. Well played, Roston Chase.
That's a very good shot from Roston Chase, giving himself room outside the leg stump to open up the offside and targeting that short boundary. Now, once he clears the guy on the 30-yard circle, the ball just sped away for 4. So that's a good cricket shot, very low risk. And Smuts will say, oh my God, just a little error, and that is what they need to do. Cash in on those little errors made by the Italian bowlers.
So the halfway stage, 10 overs gone 76 for 2. You'll be happy with that, Philo?
I'm happy with that.
Okay.
And, you know, when you look at it, they still have firepower in the back end. And Sheer Hope is there for 55 from 34 balls. So there's nothing to panic about. And Ruston Chase, obviously, in that last ball, showed some aggression to get a boundary, which is important. If they continue to hit the boundaries and pick up the singles, they should get a very good total of maybe over 180 here.
Oh, all right. Just a double change. Of course, Philo Wallace leaves us. Hendy Wallace will take over. 2 Wallaces. I wonder if they're related. I know that they're not from the same parish in Barbados. Hendy Wallace is the man from St. Peter. As this delivery is outside the offside and played away, square the offside down to that backward point area. Hendy Wallace comes a calling. And of course, Philo Wallace is from St. James in neighbouring parish. 77 for 2. Here's Hendy. He's going to be joined by our good friend Philip.
Thank you again, Andrew. And you know, you were talking there about how West Indies, how pleased they would be with this particular position. I think if West Indies still had to qualify, they'd be a little bit concerned with this start. So there's no real pressure on them per se.
Here's a drive through the offside, down towards extra cover. There's no run. Chase has got 15 from 17. Hope 56 from 35. We're in over number 11, 77 for 2. Run rate 7.45. Here is the leg spinner, Kalakamachi, and this delivery is played down towards backward point, and there's no run. So, the leg spinner coming into the attack. He's halfway through his second over, none for 7 so far. Sri Lankan born, playing for Italy as his right arm, and this one is driven, tugged really down towards long on by Chase. They run the first very quickly and stay on 1 as the score goes up to 78 for the loss of 2. So as Andrew Mason was saying, the spinner is not giving up many boundaries.
Yeah, and I'm surprised because there's no real spin so far. And they're bowling a relatively slow pace, in my opinion. I'm surprised that there has been no more aggression towards the 2 slow bowlers.
The pitch maybe not coming on. Here's a ball that is beating Hope, and the leg spinner holds his head as he looks back at Hope, who looked a bit befuddled by that. So 78 for 2. 1 delivery left in this, the 11th over. The ball coming off the bat into the pad, and here is Hope in the air. That's down towards long off. It's gone over the boundary, and that's another 6 for Shea Hope. He goes to 62, and after 11 overs, Shea Hope continues to put back to ball, and West Indies after 11 overs, 84 for 2.
The one thing Hope has done well in this innings is that whenever they have overpitched, he's certainly capitalized, and that was a slightly fuller delivery, and there was Hope going on one knee and just flat back and swatting it straight down the ground, directly back over the bowler's head, and you can see the anguish on the bowler. He recognizes that he erred in length, going a tad too full, and Shea Hope jumping all over that one.
So it will be Stewart now to bowl the 12th over. He replaces Smuts, so Smuts has had 2 spells so far and has done well, I would say. 3 overs for 17 runs. The first spell was just 1 over for 5, and then the next 2 are conceding some 12 runs. And now Stewart is back. He has so far bowled 1 over for 5 runs. And the right arm medium pacer will be bowling to Ruston Chase, who's got 16 off 19. West Indies have struck 7-4 so far and 3 sixes in the innings. These 2 have added some 53 runs off 41 balls, but you would think now that they will want to accelerate. As Stewart is into Chase, and Chase is playing this one down towards the short third man position. There's no run, so that's a dot ball. How do you think the dot ball situation has been so far in this particular innings?
Well, if we start with Chase, he obviously seems to be struggling with his timing consistently, and maybe just trying to fight it a little bit too much. Now, when you've got a partner who's going like Shea Hope at 62 off 37, you really just want to give him the strike.
Here he is, and is whipping that one away for a run, so that will give Shea Hope the strike. And you see the number of singles from both players. They've not been extravagant in trying to attack. They have usually been fairly selective. And on this occasion, Chase being content with a single that puts Hope back on strike. And West Indies continue to progress here as Stewart, the right arm medium pacer, continues. 85 for 2 in over number 12. Here's Stewart, the right arm over the wicket into bowl to Hope, and Hope is giving himself room and steering into the offside. A bit of hesitation initially, but then they decided to go through for what turned out to be a very easy single. A single that takes Hope to 63 off 38. And Chase, who's got 17 off 21, comes into the firing line.
And Hope probably now setting his sights on a century. And I would think West Indies would need to, well, not they need to, but, you know, if they were really setting targets for themselves, anything, they'd be disappointed with anything under 200.
Chase is looking to swing that one away. Could be in trouble here. Brilliant effort out. In fact, he dropped it. But it looked as though initially he had gotten to it. I think he did. But as he went to the ground, it came out. And a couple of runs to Chase, who was looking to swing that ball into the onside, I thought. And it came off the leading edge and went out towards the point area. Good effort on the part of the fielder. But in the end, Chase survives.
Yeah, fabulous effort. Chase looking to whip that one somewhere over the forward square position. And the leading edge going high over the backward point area. The fielder from backward point running back. Got both hands to it as he was falling to the ground, but wasn't able to hold on to it. And he may have just done some damage to himself because he landed badly on that left side. But he's up again, but he'd be disappointed having got that close, wasn't able to hold on to it.
But he got a standing ovation from his fans from his teammates in the stands. This one is down towards backward square for a run. They appreciated the effort.
Yeah, it was a great effort.
So 89 for the loss of 2. I'm sure Chase appreciated the fact that he didn't hold on. As these two continue to build an important partnership here. Remember when Chase came in, it was at the fall of Hetmar's wicket, 31 for 2 in the 5th over. And at that point, maybe the top order exposed somewhat. So this partnership has been important for the West Indies side. 89 for 2, and here is Stewart. He's into bowl to Hope, and Hope whips this one away. We'll keep the strike because this will just be the one run out towards mid-wicket. And at the end of over number 12, Hope remains there. He's got 64, chases 20, and West Indies put into bat 90 for the loss of 2.
And I think the Italians will, you know, they pride themselves on their fielding thus far in the tournament. The fielding has been quite impressive in the tournament so far, so they'll be a little bit disappointed not to have done better in the field. Actually, in that over before the catch, there was a single that Hope got where there was a little bit of hesitation, but there was no real pressure from the fielder at the backward point position. And that was something that we didn't see in the earlier games with Italy. They were very, very sharp in the field.
So the off spinner, Manenti, will come up for his second over. 1 over for 10 runs so far. And the 28-year-old will come up for his second over. We see now the fielder who dropped that catch going off. So he did do some damage. He's holding his left up arm, so to speak.
Yeah, left shoulder. So I think he just landed on his elbows as he was trying to take that catch. He got both hands to it, but I think as he hit the ground, he may have just jarred the left shoulder.
So Hope 64 as Manenti comes up for his second over. The off spinner 90 for 2 as he comes around the wicket to Hope, and Hope swings this one away out towards square leg. Will get just the one run. Nice sliding save out there, keeping the scoring down to 1. So it means that Rustin Chase will come on strike in the 13th over. 91 for 2, and you were talking about possible target of 200 or so. But if that's going to be the case, they've got to get a move on.
Yes, definitely.
So Chase, we'll see what Manenti will serve up. It is a drive in straight back at him, and it goes down towards the boundary, and it still goes for 4 despite a good diving effort out at long off. So a boundary to Chase that will take him to 24 off 24. And a good effort again in the field, but not getting the job done.
Yeah, that's the short boundary that we spoke about. And Chase didn't quite time it all that well, but the placement was good. So you had the long off and the long on both converging. And the long off got a hand to it, tried to parry it, but the momentum took it into the boundary.
Here's Manenti, and Chase goes after this one. He gets it out towards mid-wicket. The catch is taken, and Chase is gone. So, trying to hit that one over mid-wicket, and didn't get it high enough to clear the fielder, didn't hit it along the ground, so he's got to go for 24 off 25, And West Indies halfway through over number 13. They've lost Roston Chase. It's 95 for 3.
Well, it's fair to say it's been a struggle for Roston Chase, and they're just trying to get a move on. And even with that particular shot, he normally tends to hit the ball a little bit straighter, more to a straightish mid-wicket. On that occasion, you could see that T was deceived, and he swung it, didn't quite get it off the middle, and it went more to the deep mid-wicket, who didn't have to move very much, and took the comfortable catch round about midriff. So the end of Chase, some 24 runs off 25 deliveries, so a very poor strike rate of 96, and that may be just a blessing in disguise for West Indies.
Oh yes, I would say the job completed really, in the sense that at 31 for 2 it had Mark Gone and King before him. Maybe a bit of nerves in the West Indies camp somewhat, even if not for the team. The spectators may have been a bit concerned. And now they've got a foundation now for the power hitters. You're saying no nerves? No nerves? You were not nervous?
Not me. I mean, I don't think there'd be any nerves in the camp. I think maybe it might have been seen as an opportunity for people like King, as we said early on, even for Chase, to maybe get a little bit of form by striking the ball, timing the ball, whatever. So there was no pressure on him as such. But he struggled with his timing. So with his timing, with his placement, so you could see the frustration was mounting there. But we're at a stage of the innings where you want to get a move on. And in trying to do that, we saw how he succumbed to the pressure.
And Robin Powell has replaced him, so still no Rutherford. I think it was Philo who was calling for Rutherford even before Chase, but it's Robin Powell coming to the crease, and he will want to make an impact here, because he is probably not excelled as yet during the course of this competition.
And that may have prompted the decision to send him in at this stage, because he hasn't really had much of a hit so far. So this may be an opportunity for him to really express himself as best as we know him at the back end of the innings.
Defends his first delivery, back to the bowler, and waits for Manenti to continue around the wicket. Defends again, back along the pitch to the bowler. So this has turned out to be a very good over by the off spinner. Not only picking up the wicket of Chase, but he's kept things rather quiet as well. So good job then by the off spinner so far, but he will want to close it out, and does so as Powell gets off the mark, pushing this delivery up into the cover area for a single. So 13 overs completed, and at the end of 13 overs, Hope is still there, 65 off 40. Powell has just come in, he's got 1 off 3. It's West Indies 96 for 3.
Well, whatever the West Indies make here, I do not expect the Italian batters to be as respectful to our spinners. So either they're going to get about 5 or 6 wickets, or they're going to go at 10 runs and over, because again, we haven't seen any real deviation off the pitch for the spinners, for the wrist spinner or for the finger spinners, and it just seems like if they've just taken a lot of pace off the ball, and the batters have struggled to get any sort of timing. But I'm just a little bit surprised with our approach to the slow bowlers here.
Any possibility that the pitch could be part of the issue?
It could be, but it looks a good pitch. And as a top order bat as well, you just need a couple of overs to adjust to the pitch. So with no real deviation, no real break, you get to the pitch of the ball and then deal with it.
Here's Smuts, left arm around the wicket, and Powell coming forward and playing this one up into the onside, down towards mid-wicket. Andrew Mason can't believe it. 96 for 3. Powell, he's just come in, just trying to settle himself, I would think. He's faced just 4 deliveries so far, and respecting the work of Smuts, who is around the wicket again. And here's Powell coming forward and stroking it past the right hand of the bowler, diving away to his right, gets a single. So single to Powell, he goes to 2 off 5. And you said no panic. I don't think they may not mean panic at 31 for 2, but I think one of our fellow commentators is panicking a bit now.
Well, no, this sort of bowling really needs to be dealt with. As I said, if the bowling taking the pace off the ball, you've got to use your feet.
97 for 3, and Hope is when he started to chip out to that. In the end, he stayed home and worked it down towards long off for a run, but the intent was obviously there, and in the end he picked up a single down towards long off to move to 66.
Well, what he did there, he moved a little bit early, and the batter and the bowler just pulled the length down, so he had to make the adjustment.
So Powell back on strike and whips this one away. Another single to Powell. This one goes down towards the boundary for 1. So Powell has got 3 off 6, 66 to Hope off 41. And in over number 14, run rate 7.24. West Indies 99 for 3. 3 runs off this over so far with 2 deliveries to come. Smuts has done well as he's into bowl to Hope, and Hope is swinging hard. That's gone a long, long way. That's gone into the stands for 6. I guess it had to happen sooner or later. Probably later, and Wallace would have preferred sooner. But the 100 is up. It's 105 for the loss of 3. A good straight hit by Hope.
Well, certainly from this position, that bowling needs to be put away over the fence at least 3 times per over. And I'm just so surprised that I can't see what could be troubling the batters. As I said, there's no spin. The ball's not keeping low. It's not bouncing awkwardly.
Here it is. Smuts once again steered away down to short third man. They go through for a run. So single to bring over number 14 to completion. And after 14 overs, just 6 overs left, Henry Wallace. West Indies 106 for 3. They've got to get a move on.
Well, Smuts 4 overs to 27 for me is quite flattering to see what he tossed up. I mean, it started with the very first over where Brandon King appeared to be a little bit cautious in that first over, but ever since then, I think that JJ Smuts got away with murder really in that spell.
Well, Smuts, what's his spell? 4 overs, no maidens, none for 27.
Yeah, 1-4 and 1-6 he was struck for.
Yep, so he'll be pretty happy with that. His captain will be Cockahoo. Hassan, the fast bowler, left arm fast, 2 overs, no maidens, 1 for 16. Draka, the right arm quickie, 2 overs, no maidens, 1 for 22. Grant Stewart, right arm medium pace, 2 overs, no maidens, done for 11. Ben Manenti, the off spinner, 2 overs, no maidens, 1 for 16. And the leg spinner, Kolakungaje, 2 overs, no maidens, done for 14. So West Indies looking now to, well, we're at the business end of things, I would think. And 6 overs left, and you were throwing out a possible score of 200. You still think that's practical?
No, that's not what I said. I said that anything under 200, I think the West Indies should be disappointed.
So therefore, West Indies is likely to be disappointed.
Yep.
Because 200 from here would require
some hitting.
Yeah, some hitting.
But again, it's not impossible. You know, I think the pitch with the short boundary as well. I think there is the real possibility that you can capitalize at this stage and score at 15 runs and over.
So West Indies, 6 overs left. Shea Hope 73 off 43. Brandon King 4. Shimron Hitmar 1. Rossin Chase 24. The batsman dismissed. Robin Paul, he's just come in. He's got 3 off 6. And to come, Rutherford, Jason Holder, Matthew Ford, Udikesh Moti, Akil Hussain, and Shamar Joseph. So plenty of power still to come. But we'll see how many of them get the opportunity to make it to the crease. What we do know is that those who are there will want to push on. But at the same time, credit to the Italians for being able to keep themselves in the game by being persistent. I don't think we can say much more than that about the bowling.
Yeah, they've hung in there, which is the key. Let's look back to that last over where it just went for 10 runs without any fuss whatsoever. So I don't think 15 runs and over all the way through from here is unlikely. It's quite possible, but let's see how the West Indies will deal with that. You've got some batters to come that have some pretty good strike rates. Rutherford, his strike rate is just under 150, so he'll be the man that they'll be looking to next. You see Coach Sammy and Reefer obviously keen to send messages out, and maybe one of those messages say this man Manetti, right, he shouldn't be going for anything less than 15 or 20 runs and over.
Well, we'll see. Paul has been very patient so far since he's come in. Hasn't let a shot at Angers yet. He's only got 6 deliveries. He's got 3 off the 6. Hope 73 off 43. And let's see if Paul will get into the thick of things. But he'll have to wait a while because Hope is the man on strike. Manenti is tuning in around the wicket. Here he is, short, swung away by Hope. Down towards the square leg position for a run. So now Powell comes on strike, and we shall see if he continues to be as watchful as he has been so far.
Yeah, that's a good word, watchful.
We'll keep an eye on him. So he's got 3 and waits for the off spinner, who's got 1 for 17 so far. He's in his 3rd over. This delivery is just outside his legs, and he delicately tries to turn it around the corner. Doesn't really get hold of it. Maybe more pad than bat, but a very delicate looking stroke, not a Powell type stroke. Waits for Anenti to continue around the wicket, And there it goes. It had to happen sooner or later. Swinging for the hills. Clears the square leg boundary. And the 6 to Powell. He's on his way.
What was I going to say about Manetti? To give him credit, he's been bowling a very tight line, bowling around the wicket and trying to keep the ball close to the legs of Powell on the length. But on this occasion, Powell just swinging on the up. And it was down the leg side. Made very good contact. And being able to get it over the backward square boundary, less of the finesse.
Here is Manenti, and there goes Powell again, same direction. Will he get the same outcome? I think he will. No, he won't. In fact, it's well taken on the boundary. That's unbelievable. A fine catch on the boundary indeed, and Powell has to go. But that was an amazing catch, and the Italians once again showing how good they are in the field. Powell has gone for 9, and West Indies 113 for the loss of 4.
Yeah, excellent work there by the fielder at the deep backward square position. The ball was high in the air. And Manetti really enjoyed that because it was the sort of line he wanted. And there was Powell looking to pick that one up from outside leg stump. And it looked like if the fielder was looking into the sun for a while. But he got both hands to it and he clutched it. Big wicket there. Good catch by the Italians. It was Kulamadje who took the catch in the deep backward square position. So Powell has to go after one big 6. Caught right on the boundary.
And that will probably bring Mr. Rutherford to the crease. So Rutherford, Jason Holder, Matthew Ford, even Gurikesh Moti, the power hitters that remain. Of course, Akil Hossain and Shamar Joseph, if they come to the crease in West Indies, we'll hope that they wouldn't. But if they do, they're not going to muck around as well. So I think it is all systems go from here on.
Yeah, but the all-out attack, there's always a chance that you will lose a wicket here or there. So you may very well end up going deep into the innings. And for me, this is really down for the lack of intensity that we saw a little bit earlier in the innings. At 113 for 4, with 2 balls shy of 15 overs, to me is a little bit slow. That run rate is just over 7.5 runs and over.
What could the West Indies have done differently then, if you're thinking along those lines?
I thought a little bit more intensity at the start of the innings. Not necessarily trying to hit 6s or 4s, but really reducing some of those dot balls. If it's good enough, it should have been a single. But I would have preferred to see a more intense approach, not necessarily slugging, but an intense approach in trying to pierce the infield.
So Rutherford comes to the crease at 113 for 4. And he has done well so far in the tournament. Coming in at number 6 today. Possibly coming a bit later, given that some of the others who came ahead of him haven't really had the sort of success that he has had.
Yeah.
And they may very well be needed as the competition goes on.
Yeah.
So probably not a bad ploy, but it certainly didn't work for Powell today.
Well, the thing is though that, everybody coming in, like Rutherford, we said he's had a bit of form in the tournament so far, but he's starting from 0. And we thought there might have been a little bit of an issue with the batters getting accustomed to the pace of the pitch, so he too has to do that. But yet another injury for the Italians after that catch was taken. I think he's dislocated a finger.
113 for 4. Rutherford's first delivery brings a single. Played square into the offside. And he's off the mark immediately. Hope on 74 comes on strike with the 14th over just about to be completed. And after that, well, let's see. How many runs in the over so far? 8 runs in the over so far.
So 6 now will bring it to my, my 15. Yeah, close to my 15.
Yeah. Well, the 6 and a no ball would do it perfectly. So here is Manetti into Hope. You're not going to get your 6, Hendy. You'll probably just have to be content with a couple of runs here. Maybe just 1 as Hope goes to 75. And after 15 overs, 115 for the loss of 4. The Italians have done well to restrain the West Indies. But there are 5 overs left. This is T20 cricket. And with Rutherford on 1, Hope on 75, who knows what the eventual total will be. Whatever it is, though, it will be Andrew Mason to describe it for you. He'll come in after a few more comments from Henry Wallace.
Well, 115 for 4 or 15 overs. I think that the Italians should be very, very pleased with the progress so far. So what is left to do now is obviously for the run all the way home with all the action with Andrew and Philo to lead the charge. As
I like that.
And we expect to see some carnage from here on in.
I would think so as well. Call the fire truck. 115 for 4. The West Indies has been marooned. Kulamaj is back in the attack. He's bowled 2 overs, no better done for 14. The rate is 7.67. Here's Kulamaj as he comes in to bowl to Hope, the West Indies captain, who's bowled all over the place. That is what happens when you bat so slowly, like the pace of a giant African snail. And yes, I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the West Indies on a spotter brother over number 16, and the big snapper has been caught, bowled, as I welcome Philo Wallace. Wow, what's going on here? Talk to me.
Shea Hope bull looking to hit that ball into the leg side, a full length delivery from the spinner, and the informed batter, 75 over 1 from 115, and that is a big blow for West Indies.
Yeah.
Shea Hope has to go back for 75 from 46 balls. He hit 6 fours and 4 sixes, but he has to go back, and that is a crucial blow in the 16th over.
Yeah, you're right. 115 for loss of 5, and you got to give it to the Italian side. They've done a good job with their spinners, not playing the spin well.
They don't bat spin well at all. West Indies don't bat spin well. The only way they look to score off the spinners, Andrew, is hitting 6s and 4s.
Okay.
They don't realize the importance of hitting the balls into the gaps and getting momentum and putting 1s and 2s and rotation. They like to hit 6s and 4s, and that is where they error when they're batting spin, because they all go for power. Jason Holden now has come to the crease. He's joined Rutherford, and you're hoping that he can get into stride. And this is not a big ground.
No.
So it cannot be so difficult to hit boundaries, but they need to be very selective in which balls they're going to look to put the power into.
Smart batting required. Jason Holden is 34. We'll see what he can do. He's, I suppose, the grandfather on the side now, 115 for 5. And well, maybe the father really stretches a bit by Scott. Imagine to continue with his leg, but he's more beautiful and he's gotten the big snapper. Comes in to bowl to Holder, and the first delivery to Holder is on wrapping him on the pad, or was that hitting the bat as he came forward up the pitch? And that's what happens when you go so slowly. And that was a shot that was played because of what's been happening. Yeah, you don't normally get that kind of shot from Shea Hope, and he's gone bold.
I mean, look at Powell's batting as well.
Yeah.
Very subdued.
Here's Holder coming onto the front foot and drives the ball away up towards long off. We'll get a single. Of course, this is when you should be motoring now, but you've lost half your wickets already. 116 for 5 in over number 16.
Now you need to change the tires, so you have to go cautious.
Yeah.
But the thing is that
I like that one, Philo. Well said, Philo.
Powell came in and he didn't have the intent to score runs.
No.
He just looked to block half volleys. And there's no real devils in the pitch.
No.
I don't see the spinners spinning the ball. There's no turn or anything like that. It's just West Indies not looking as committed as they should against the slow stuff.
Well, you will want to go down to Italy, I can assure you. 116 for 5. Kulamagi comes up, he's in bowls. Outside the off stump, there's the batsman going for the cut. The ball goes by to be taken by the keeper. So Rutherford can't get the ball off the square. This has been wonderful. The rate is now down to 7.4. 116 for 5. And Kulamagi again. Leg breaks, comes in to bowl to Rutherford in this delivery. Rutherford is driving. The ball comes off the bottom of the bat, squirts down towards short third man for a single. 1 ball left in the over, 117 for 5. Struggles for the West Indies here, Philo Wallace.
Yes, and sometimes they get the feeling that Rutherford don't show the intent. It's just very, very lazy, 2 lazy shots there from Rutherford.
Yeah, here's Kulamagi to try to finish the over, and he bowls a beautiful delivery on the line of the off stump. There's the batsman come onto the front foot. That's Holder pushing out towards cover to end the over. 16 gone, 117 for 5 as the latest scored Eden Gardens.
Yes, the Italians, obviously the slow bowlers, have put the West Indian batters under pressure, and they weren't too bad as well in the field, and that's also a plus for them. You look at Jason Holden now, Rutherford, they have to look to put their foot into the accelerator, and hopefully the tank hasn't gas, because if you put your foot in the accelerator, Andrew, and there's no tank no gas in the tank, you're going nowhere. So they need to try and find some kind of momentum, some kind of intent.
Maybe they need diesel.
It's good diesel too, double turbo, maybe.
And they are slightly cheaper as well.
Yeah, so it's Rutherford and Holder have to make all the runners in the last 4 overs to get West Indies up to anything close to 180. Hendy said anything below 200 they'll be disappointed, and they should be, because I don't see the devils in the pitch. No spin,
Minetti comes
consistent bounce.
back in the attack now to see what he can do. He's going to bowl his last over from around the wicket on his way to bowl to Rutherford, and Rutherford is onto the front foot, pitches into the offside, down to cover, can't score. Well, things are happening here.
Well, every dot ball is going to put pressure on the West Indian batters.
It is. The rate is 7.34, 175. This is over number 17. And Minetti again comes round the wicket in bowls. Ball which is outside Landy off the batsman is back and swings it up towards that long on air, gets the run. And this is fantastic cricket by Italy. I was saying on my show the other night that you can't take them lightly. They've played some pretty decent cricket so far, though. They've not won the games, but 118 for 5. But since I think we'll do well to get to 160 here.
I think you're right, Andrew.
Or maybe even 140, based on what we've seen so far.
They need to hit a lot of boundaries to get up to 160.
And I suppose Moti may have to bowl some Chinamans.
They may have to go googlies too.
Here's the delivery, which is on the line to the leg. Someone swung away for one as Holder gets the run. It'll be interesting to find out when the last boundary was struck, really. It's, the last 4 or 5 overs. I just remember 119 for 5, halfway through over number 70. This has been a struggle for the West Indies against Italy. Past the country. Oh my golly. Beats the country. Lovely food there in Italy, I can assure you. Here's a ball which is on the line of the off. There's a batsman playing into the offside. You just get the feeling that Rutherford doesn't seem to be with it at all today. What's going on there?
He looks flustered.
A flat-blooded shot as well.
Yeah, no feet, just loose arms. No timing at all in that shot.
He comes in to bowl to Rutherford. Rutherford is forward and drives. That's gone a long way up towards the boundary. Finally, something happened for the West Indies. A big drive over long off. That's gone for 6. That was a shot in anger.
Yes, it's a lovely shot from Rutherford. That ball just slightly fuller on the off stump, and this time he looked to hit straight through the line of the ball and making very good contact. Not moving his ground, just holding his shape and hitting it straight over the bowler's head and over the ropes for 6.
Something had to give there, Philo. Well, certainly looking to get more runs. Outside the offside, played down towards backward point, will go out towards the boundary, will get there. Well, he's very strong on the offside. That was a bit foolish and played square in the offside. Down to backward point, that's gone for 4. Rutherford to 13, 129 for 5. Over number 17 comes to an end. 129 for 5 is the latest score at Eden Gardens.
Yes, 1-6 in the last delivery, going for 4. Rutherford giving himself some room and just looking to hit it over the offside, getting a tick outside edge. And once it beats the fielders on this small ground, and ran away down to the backward point boundary for 4. And that would please the West Indies. The off spinner get bowling 4 overs with 37 runs, like picking up 2 wickets. But they need to get a momentum here. Jason Holder will have to use his long levers to also get some boundaries. At 129, after 17, it's going to be a big axe to get it to 180.
I would think so as well. So Kumaraji to continue. He comes up now with his leg break. Last over in both to Holder. Holder's forward and drives. A ball that was pitched up on the line of that off stump down towards the long off area. Hitting the ball. And in the end, situation where we'll just try to see what's happening there as the action continues. And certainly you really want to get as many runs as possible here, Philo.
It's important that they get as many runs as possible. And that ball was hit with a lot of power by Jason Holder. The bowler parry it down to field that long off who came around, and obviously they came back for a second run. But Jason Holder showed his intention quite clearly from that first delivery.
Yeah, and the pitch, how really has it been? I mean, the pitch is devils, really.
There's no devils. That's a very good pitch at Eden Gardens. And it's something obviously that West Indies will have to take into consideration when they're going to defend the total that they're actually going to post for Italy. But you have to give Italy credit. They've stuck to their guns. They've played well. They've bowled well. They've fielded well. And they've taken wickets at crucial times. Yeah.
So what kind of score do you think they'll be looking for here now in terms of an overall score? Philo, what do you think?
Andrea, look, if they get 160, they'll be happy. See Jason Holder using his levers and hitting that one over long on for 6. And the bowler just pushing his head up in anguish. So any little hint of whiff, they need to take it and take advantage of it to the fullest.
They need several more of those. As Komaraji comes up now, ball which is swung away by Holder, and the ball is up towards the long off area. That's gone. Holder goes, taken up at the long on area, swinging right across the line. Another wicket And West Indies are 137 for 6, holding departs for 14. Trouble for the West Indies.
I'll tell you something, Andrew. On these small grounds, our batters are getting caught on the boundary a lot.
Can you imagine?
He tried to flat bat that ball, and just a very good catch at long on, taking it chest side reverse cup. Just a ball on off stump left, and he just swung it straight down to long on. He took a very good catch, reverse cup, falling on his forward, but a very good catch and a good wicket. And the leg spinner celebrates.
Yeah. Could it be complacency? Oh, you don't think so? What's going on here?
I just think they're playing against Italy, who have done their homework.
Right. Okay.
Italy have won the toss, inserted West Indies to bat, knowing that they don't bat spin well.
Okay.
And the spin is not really spin; it is just slow stuff.
Slow stuff.
Pace off the ball on good lines and good lengths, and the batters are struggling to get the ball over the ropes, onto the ropes, or even into the outfield for ones and twos. And it is good cricket from Italy.
Okay. 137 for 6, 2 balls left in over number 18. Matthew Ford comes the call in. And Rutherford is 14, Holder departs. And this is trouble for the West Indies. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from Guyana right through to Barbados. And it's 137 for 6. Matthew Ford comes a call in. What can he do? Good old Matthew Ford.
His energy. He's
got a good last name for it. Bad name. Let's see what happens here. 2 balls left in the over. And Kumaraji comes up with his leg break. He's in and bowls. Ball which is pitched up. And there's a drive up towards the long off area for a single. Pitched on the line of the off stump, stroked away for 1. And this really has been very ordinary cricket by the West Indies. And you really want to come against the Italians and make a statement.
Yeah, this is clearly not what West Indies wanted.
No.
And the thing is, Andrew, that at the break you saw head coach Sammy and batting coach Reef out there, which tells you they're not happy what's going on.
No, not happy at all. Not playing the spin well. Last ball is outside the off stump. There's a big drive. The ball goes by. The keeper doesn't take it cleanly. But we're down to the last 2 overs. Phil Alfonso Wallace, the former West Indies hard-hitting opening batsman. They need you to come into retirement now. 138 for 6. That's the latest score in Eden Gardens.
They're too far away. I can't get to India now. But the spin is
you must first of all have a visa.
I have none.
I think you should buy Hetmar's visa.
No, I don't want anything that Hetmar
owns. Lots of land there.
Yeah, but it's good to see what Italy has done here. Pull it right back. Only 1 extra.
Yeah.
And 18 overs and 128 for 6. Obviously, West Indies will be staring down the barrel. If they get up to 160, it'll be good for them. But the Italians will be looking to keep them under 160 and give themselves an opportunity to chase down the total. But it's all down to Matthew Ford now and Rutherford to get West Indies up to a respectable target.
So Stewart is back in the attack now. And so a bit of pace on the ball he's in. And ball's pitched up. And the ball is driven straight down towards the bound. That's gone for 4. Now, how did that happen, Phil Wallace?
Because he's a medium pacer.
Oh, and that's hit away. That's gone straight as a now. That's gone for 4 down to long on.
Yes, the West Indian batters score most of their boundaries off the medium pace and fast bowlers. Looking for the Yorker short. And Matthew Ford just coming and punching it, getting on the full and punching it straight back over the bowler's head and down to the straight boundary for 4. But a very good shot. Pace on the ball. Easy boundary for the West Indian batter, Matthew Ford.
Yeah. So good start to over number 19 here. 142 for 6. And they'd love to get a big over here, maybe an over of 20. The pace is back on the ball now, Stewart. Looking to York him. Hit straight over the umpire's head. And that's gone for 4. So good start to the over. Matthew Ford, dangerous. Lower the batsman has got 5 now. And Stewart begins to move in. To bowl to the right-handed Ford. And certainly looking to get as many runs as possible, no question about that. He comes up now, he's in, and bowls, ball pitched up and driven straight again. More runs, and a very good effort by the fielder coming across that long off area. They're so good in the field. Long off comes across and makes a very good save. Ford actually thought he scored a boundary there.
Yeah,
I was pausing.
Poor cricket by Matthew Ford. He got a full toss and he just stroked it over the bowler's head down to long off, and he thought it was going to the boundary. And instead of pushing for the first single, first run hard, he just jogged through. But a very good fielding effort there. Diving to his right and picking up the ball in the throwing position and stopping the ball from going for 4. So 1 run resulted from that delivery. And that will give the Italians a lot of confidence as you see they all are clapping. They know the importance of saving that boundary.
Yeah,
even the fans.
Here is Stewart comes in, bowls outside the off stump, and there's a. Oh, what did my friend do there with a? It was called a wide by the umpire there.
Ooh.
It was outside the off stump, and that must be a pretty marginal call. It's 144 for 6.
I don't know why you call that.
Let's have a look at that again. The bowler was surprised that was called wide. I'm sure we'll see it. But the West Indies get a thundering, as we say in Australia. Yes. 144 for 6, 18 overs and 2 balls gone. The rate is 7.85. And Stewart round the wicket to both of Rutherford, who's got 14 from 10. He's in. Both to Rutherford, full, played away. Down to Warwick, third man, 4 runs. That's a poor delivery and put away. 148 for 6. That's bad bowling. Put away.
Very bad indeed. The previous ball was a slower ball that Rutherford tried to climb into it, and he missed it through to the keeper, and umpire called it wide. Next ball just wide and slow. All Rutherford needed to do is get bat on ball, which is done, and beat the man at backward point. There's no third man, and down to the boundary for 4 runs. Relief for West Indies, agony for the Italians.
Yeah, so good over so far. They need about 25 in the over, enough to get to maybe 170 if they can. So there's 3 balls left in the over, and it's gone to 148 for 6. Rutherford 18 now from 11.
This is where the inexperience will come into Italy's game plan, where they can't close out innings. Obviously, they're looking to search for that guy, for that bowler who can bowl the Yorker balls, and unfortunately, Stewart has not come up to marks.
So 148 for 6 now. West Indies requiring a big over. They've got Rutherford, the man from Guyana, waiting. Stewart comes in, bowls to him outside the line of the off-stump and looks to swing it. I think might have been slightly deceived by the change in pace. Comes from the inside edge, goes down to short five leg. They just got to run for that to get to 149 for the loss of 6 with 2 balls left in over number 19.
I like to see Rutherford playing proper cricket shots. He plays proper cricket shots from a better base, well strong base. When he's looking to slug the ball to the leg side, he's walking into the ball. No base on which to swing off of, and that ball just inside edge and dribble into the leg side for a single. As we see now, the Italians are making sure that they get the field placing right for Matthew Ford. 149 for 6 in 18.4 overs, a run rate of 7.98. It's not out of the reach of the Italians, but they still want to keep it tight until the 20th over, until the final ball bowls in the 20th over.
A bit surprised that Powell came ahead of Rutherford for 2 reasons. Spinners were on. Powell Bidos had challenges with spin, and he would have wanted the left-hand, right-hand combination as well.
And not only that, Rutherford was in a little form as well. I find that sometimes those little things offset people. He's a human being. He's batting reasonably well, but yet you take an out-of-form player and put him in front of him.
Here's a more pitch, and it goes past the keeper. Go away. That's gone for 4. It was a full, went past the keeper, and, well, it's gone for 4. Important runs. The 150s now come from the board for the West Indies. 153 for the loss of 6, with 1 to come in over number 19.
Yes, sure. Finally got the Yorker right, but Matthew Ford just opening his legs, and the boy to the inside edge, past the diving keeper to his left and down to the fine leg boundary for 4. Well played, Matthew Ford.
Yeah.
And a welcome boundary for West Indies.
Yeah, welcome boundary indeed, Philo. You're right about that. So we'd like to hit this ball now into Bridgetown. Last ball of the over. Stewart comes in to bowl to Ford, and Ford looks to scoop it over the keeper's head. More runs for the West Indies. Inventive. That's gone for 4. Big over to end over number 19. Tell me how many runs came from the over, Philo. You're a good mathematician. How many? 18 came from the over, so 19 gone now. And West Indies were left to get another one, maybe 36 for the last over. What a cute shot.
You asked for 20, you got 19.
I'm greedy.
No, not really. So on par.
Yes.
But Matthew Ford obviously sensing that Stewart was going to go for another Yorker and just come and play the nice ramp shot over the keeper's head and down to the boundary.
Ramp shot?
Yeah, anything up is ramp.
Okay, fair enough.
Anything down below is a drive.
Okay, fair enough. So he played the ramp shot. So 19 from the over.
Nicely. Good control shot. He knew what he was doing, and he had a big smile on his face. Quite happy with that.
So 157 for the loss of 6 wickets.
Yeah, so the last 14 balls, 38 runs, 1 wicket, 5 4s and 2 6s.
Right.
So not bad going by the West Indies.
Not bad. They need a big over here, Philo. They need to get to maybe 170. Talk to me, Philo.
I would like them to get to 180. The more the merrier.
Okay, well, Hassan is going to do battle against Rutherford, who's rather strong. He's got 19 from 12, and he starts to move in. Hassan on his way to bowl to the left-handed Rutherford, and Rutherford gets a ball full down the leg side, and no wide is scored by the umpire. So the first ball of the 20th over, down the leg side of wide. Every run is important. 158 for a loss of 6.
Well, that delivery is going to told us what they're trying to do. Bowl the ball into Rutherford.
Right.
Not give him any room outside the offside area. He's very strong. But he'd be looking to pick the ball up and hit it into the stands for 6.
Well, he's going to continue now, Hassan, on his way to bowl to Rutherford. He's in bowl to Rutherford. Rutherford is coming onto and gets the ball away down towards the position of backward square. To look for second here, and they will get it 2. So the first 2 balls, a wide first, second ball 2, 160 for 6 with 5 to come, Philo.
Yeah, very good delivery there from the left hand, medium fast. Hassan, ball inside edge by Rutherford, down to backward square. The fielder coming from quite nicely to his left, but slipping and allowing the batter to come back for 2 as Hassan was shouting because he only wanted a single. He would love to bowl the right-handed forward.
I would think so. Here's Hassan, comes up now to bowl to Rutherford, and Rutherford is getting a Yorker length, and he digs it out, gets 1 out towards cover. We look for the second as the return comes in, and they get the second run. Good aggressive running by the West Indies. Good Yorker, played away square. I think that Ford was the one who was very keen to have Rutherford come back, and he forced him, and he got the second run. 162 for a loss of 4. 4 balls to go.
Yes, good cricket awareness there by Matthew Ford. The ball was just pushed into the leg side, and Rutherford was jogging.
Yeah.
And Matthew Ford pushed that first one hard and forced him to come back for the second. Because he wants the left-hand seamer to bowl at the left-handed batter to give him that free rein to swing the ball through the leg side if he's off length.
Last 16 balls, 43 runs. Hassan round the wicket, comes up now, in balls to Rutherford. Rutherford gets the ball, which is pitched up and took to swing the ball away. It goes out towards the backward square area. We'll be looking to come back for that second run. Just has got 1 for that. As the fielder came off the boundary. But good delivery, 163 for 6. 3 to come.
The Italians are good at soccer.
Yeah.
We call it football. That short ball swung high in the air, and the fielder coming in, and he actually kneed the ball back to the man at sharp high leg.
Can you imagine that?
Just him down to a single.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! That's going to make primetime sports tonight.
Hassan is angry. Hassan thought
he would have got it.
Got it.
Oh, come on, Hassan! You're asking too much, really.
You better believe it.
Yeah.
I can bet you Hassan is from Pakistan.
Oh, he's from Pakistan.
Yeah.
So 163 for a loss of 6. 3 to come. The West Indies need a boundary here. They need 2. They need 3 boundaries if they can do that. Now Matthew Ford, 14 from 5, comes in to strike. Hassan to see what he can do, trying to deny them that boundary. So 163 for the loss of 6. 3 to come in the over. 3 balls are left. 19 overs and 3 balls. He comes up now and bowls to Ford. And Ford is getting a ball which is pitched up, looking for that big drive. The ball hits the ball, goes up the pitch, and they can't score. Not a run there. Well done. A dot ball at this stage.
An
unbelievable
delivery. Very well bowled. Matthew Ford just staying his ground and looking to swing that ball, not getting any time in at all, hitting it back to the bowler, who just knocked it back down the pitch, and no run resulted. More pressure on West Indies.
Yeah.
And the Italians are not doing badly, Andrew.
Yeah, 163 for a loss of 6. They've done a good job. We want to keep the West Indies under 170. Can Matthew Ford strike gold here? We shall see. In comes Hassan to bowl to the right-handed Ford, who's got 14. He's up to the wicket, he's in, and bowls to Ford, and Ford gets the outside the off-stump, drives, the ball goes by to be taken by the keeper, and not a run scored. Well done indeed. Wow, the off-stump, and that's gone through. Not another run scored. Wow. 1 to come. 163 for 6. Good bowling last over here.
Very good bowling indeed. 2 and 2 is 4, 1 is 5 and a wide is 6 runs in this over. And 5 balls, 1 ball left.
1 ball left.
Dougie Brown there, the former England all-rounder as well.
Yeah.
And he's a part of the coaching staff for the Italians, which is quite good.
He must be very happy. So 1 ball left. Philo Wallace. Ford is 14 from 7. Let's see what happens. Last ball. Here's Hassan. Comes up now. He's in. And bowls to Matthew Ford. And Ford is driving the ball away up towards the long off. Gets 1. Will surely come back for the second. And we'll get it 2. So this has been a tremendous effort on the part of Italy, known more for its football and its pasta. They've done a great job to restrict the West Indies to 165 for 6 after 20 overs.
This is not what the West Indies were hoping to score at all against Italy. 165 for 6 in 20 overs. But you have to give credit to the Italian bowlers. I thought they bowled well, they fielded well, and you commend everyone. They commit themselves to the fielding and have restricted West Indies, and this is going to be a big ask for the West Indies to defend. There's always doubt about their bowling. The bowlers not really the strong suit of the T20 setup thus far in this World Cup, so this is going to be a challenge for the West Indies bowlers, but a very good bowling effort and fielding effort from Italy.
Look into your crystal ball, Philo. What do you think the result would be?
I have no crystal ball, but I have 4 eyes. I can see a little better than you. Who
Yeah, that's true, Philo. Not necessarily, but you wear glasses because you don't normally see well.
This is going to be a challenge for the West Indian bowlers, Andrew. This is going to prove to the West Indian squad how strong they are defending a relatively small.
Yeah,
total.
I agree with that. You think the spinners may be important here, Moti and company?
The spinners will be important, but I think the Italians will take more chances against the spinners than the West Indian batters have taken against the Italian spinners.
I agree.
Because they're going to look at the spinners as where they can score their runs.
I agree with you.
And it's going to be interesting to see as well how well Shamar Joseph bowls. I would like to see him with a new ball.
You'd like to see him with a new ball?
Early.
Yeah,
push them back.
And then you've got Shamar Spring on your mind because you thought he should have been there, but he's not there.
No, he's here.
Yeah, he's in Barbados. Did you say him? Did he vote?
He should have.
Indeed. And of course he's in St. James South, where I understand you were quite active.
You too?
Yes.
You put your ex in the right spot.
Yeah, I did, yeah. And my candidate won.
Yes, that's very good. I'm happy.
You're naughty, man. Very naughty, man. Indeed. Fill out another 30.
Who got the best? Who got the best? Who got the best? Who better than Papa John's? Get any pizza you want. When you need it, it's on them you call. Who better than Papa John's? For delivery, call 515-7272. That's 515-7272. Or check out our website, papajohns.gy. Who better than Papa John's?
Make all of your Mayor City Council payments at any Bill Express. That's right. Pay your rates and taxes at your convenience at any Bill Express location across Guyana. No need to go into town. No long lines. Just fast, easy, and convenient payments close to you. Start making your rates and taxes payments at Bill Express today. Bill Express is a member of the Grace Kennedy Financial Group of Companies.
Guyana is on the rise. The people are on the rise. And we are getting ready to stage the world's biggest chutney show. This is Clash of the Titans. March 28th, the Guyana National Stadium is about to light up. This is Fire Fest Productions' 15th anniversary. 8 big bands from around the world. Over 50 artists, all clashing on one night. Feel the power of the Fire Fest production team. Get ready for Clash of the Titans.
Due date alert, due date alert. Important February tax due dates from the Guyana Revenue Authority. February 14th, the due date for employers to submit their monthly PAYE returns, known as Form 5. February 14th, also the due date to remit withholding tax on gross payments to non-residents, interest on savings at commercial banks, insurance premiums, and issuance or sale of lottery or sweepstakes tickets. February 21, the due date for VAT registrants to file their VAT returns for the January period. Remember, a VAT return is due even if no VAT is payable. February 22, the due date for travel tax and travel voucher tax. February 28, the due date for employers to file their yearly PAYE reconciliation Form 2 and to distribute 7B forms to employees. February 28, also the due date for professionals in private practice to pay the professional fee to secure their practice certificate. Remember to file PAYE and VAT via Optimally Services. Make payments to GRA's cashier or via online banking with Demerara Bank, Republic Bank, or GBTI, or through Mobile Money Guyana. Stay compliant. Meet your February due dates.
Want glowing, youthful skin? Discover the TL Brightening Serum. 100% organic, made with turmeric extract. Soothing, hydrating, and rejuvenating. It's the perfect step to brighten your skin naturally. Get yours now at Pena's Footwear on Regent Street, Georgetown. Radiant skin is just one step away. Get the TL Brightening Serum today.
Gentlemen, it's time to step your game up. Introducing the Gentleman's Edge Collection by SZZ. Body sprays, body creams, and shower gel. Bold, sophisticated, magnetic. This trio keeps you fresh, smooth, and irresistibly confident all day long. Make your mark with the Gentleman's Edge. Available at Beatus Footwear, at Bounty Supermarket on Water Street, Mattai's on Water Street, and other leading resellers countrywide. Smell elite. Feel unstoppable with the Gentleman's Edge by SZZ.
Keep calm, but listen on.
Rocking the waves with Kaieteur Radio.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Berbice 99.5 FM.
Kaieteur Radio.
37.
He's played for 15 years.
Can you imagine that?
Just over his years in average.
Oh my God.
But, he's the option.
Yeah.
He is there. He's the option. And my thing about selecting a squad, you have to rely. You have to be able to go to the bench when required.
I agree with that
because King clearly is out of form. Our next game is going to be against Zimbabwe, and they're not going to be an easy walkover.
No.
And you want your best team to play. King is struggling at the moment. He's now played 4 games and he's struggling. Are you going to give him the 5th game against Zimbabwe in the crucial Super 8 game, or are you going to go to Johnson, Charles? Do you have so much confidence in Charles that you're going to put him in?
Or what you can do is to let Ford open the baton and play Ford and Shepherd.
Well, you're pressing 2 products.
I think so. Maybe 3.
So we need to be consistent here.
I agree.
And it is a concern, obviously, but they will work it out. They're there in India, and they know the conditions and what they're faced with. So, but when you look at it as well, Russian Chase is also a concern for me.
Yes.
He has not been scoring runs for a long time. He might have had one bad spot.
4 though.
No, he should not have batted.
No, he should have before. Okay.
I would have put Rutherford.
I agree with that.
Because Rutherford is the informed batter.
Yep.
And he needs to continue that momentum of batting and the intent. Because he's going to be one of the main batters you're looking towards when you get into the Super 8s. And you need to keep your main batters informed.
Right.
And that is where I think the error this evening is that they shift the batting order around to accommodate Powell and Roston Chase at the expense of an informed Rutherford.
I agree.
And clearly, it hampered his psyche and his ability to score runs. He looked very disillusioned.
Okay. So what will the West Indies have to do here now, Philo, to win this? It's a relatively small score.
But they've scored 165.
Okay.
If Italy score 166, they win. So they have to stop Italy from scoring 165. You know,
logic is the sense of reason.
It calls for early wickets at the top.
Yeah.
That's why I like to see Shamar Joseph
open the bowling
because
along with Hossein,
because the Italians will not be accustomed to that type of pace.
Right.
And you're looking to get wickets early, and I believe he can take wickets early against this Italian side and push them back. If they get a decent start, then we're going to put pressure on our bowlers to defend the target. And we don't know how the Italians will bat our slow bowlers on a small ground. So we need to be careful. So I think to put pressure on Italy, we have to get wickets early and push them back.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's look at the spinners. How is Moti bowled so far in your view?
Moti's bowled well. Don't forget he didn't go on the winter tours. They sent him to South Africa. And obviously we've seen some improvement. Let's hope that we can continue that improvement, because cricket is a funny game. When you're batting, you want to score runs consistently. When you're bowling and you're bowling well, you want to continue to bowl well, and on top of that, take wickets.
And of course we got Hossein, who bowled in the middle early, but now back opening the bowling.
Well, clearly he doesn't like bowling in the middle. He likes to use that new ball where he's very effective. And again, I believe he should open a new ball here and he'll be effective against the Italians who are not accustomed to that. We have to find the roles and the position for the players where they're most comfortable, and get them to do it more often. So I believe that Hussein is starting to come into his own. If you give him the new ball again tonight, I believe he'll be as destructive as he was before. So these are things that have to play out, that we have to use moving into the Super 8s. We know Roston Chase is there's the backup spinner. He has not been scoring a lot of runs with the bat, but he can still have enough cricket sense to know that he's one of the 3 spinners. And when his time, if he gets an opportunity to bowl in this game, we will expect Roston Chase to look to get wickets and bowl tight.
So 165 for 6. Let's look at Hope, 75 from 46 balls.
Very well played. Showed class as usual. Again, peppering the offside. The only problem with Hope is when the ball is nipping back. Because he's so leg side of the ball. When the ball is coming back into him, he has no room to use his arms. And he plays some very, unconventional shots, but he's a class player, and he's the one that obviously they'll be looking when West Indies go into the Super 8s, he'll be the main batter they want to get out. Hetmer's come in and look good. He struggled here against pace because Draka is fast. And we saw him try to execute a drive off the up and the ball to the outside to call that third man. So that is also another area of concern. When there's real pace, could be a little pushback for West Indian batters.
Now, let's Philo, turn our attention to the fielding of Italy. It was brilliant.
It was brilliant. Some blunders, again, not moving to the ball quickly, but they took their catches.
Took the catches.
Which is important.
Right.
And catches, as we know, win matches. So they put pressure on the West Indian batters by taking catches, and now West Indies will have to do the same in defending 165.
And the pitch, okay?
Yeah, the pitch hasn't moved.
No.
It's still at Kolkata, Eden Gardens. Still playing the same way. It's a beautiful day.
Beautiful day.
Yeah, it's picture perfect for cricket. A lovely green outfield, blue skies, a nice brown pitch, and men playing cricket in coloured clothing.
All right.
White ball.
So, Philo, look into your crystal ball, because we're going to have a change of commentator. Philip Hackett comes to call. He's going to be joined by the other Wallace, your cousin, Hendy. Look into your crystal ball. Who will win this, Philo?
Andrew would like West Indies to win.
Yes.
And I would like them to win because it's a relatively small total to defend.
Yes.
But it will give our bowlers the confidence going into the Super 8 that they can defend totals.
And you wouldn't want the world to be talking about Italy beating the West Indies. I mean, that would make primetime sports, even in China.
They make fiat cars.
Indeed. Can you imagine, maybe even at the White House, Donald Trump may even talk about the West Indies and, of course, Italy. So, just making the necessary adjustments for the change. We want to say hello to all of you wherever you are across the Caribbean. Thanks to our friends in St. Vincent, right through to Jamaica. And Kaieteur Radio has joined us there in Guyana. Thanks to you for coming on board. And I'm sure you're happy to be very much a part of this. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, time for action. Here's Henry Wallace. He's going to be joined by our good friend, is that Philip Beaumont Hackett.
Thank you, Andrew. And as I said, tighten your seatbelts, because the Italians will be looking to launch and go after this attack of the West Indies. It looks like Hussein is going to open the bowling. The two Mosca brothers will be opening the batting for Italy, as we get in to see whether the West Indies will show some resilience. And as Philo said, it's a real test for our bowling attack.
Here's Hussein with the first delivery of the innings. Left arm around the wicket to Jonathan. And this delivery is played down into the short third man position. There's no run. So the Mosca brothers, they are out in the middle, opening the batting for Italy. And Hussein opening the bowling for the West Indies. He's coming left arm around the wicket. And here he is. Up he comes to bowl to Mosca. Swung away. They're off and running. A single it is to get them going. So a single to Justin Mosca. And that means now that it's a 1 for no loss in over number 1. The target is 166. So Anthony and Justin Mosca opening the batting for the Italians. They need 165 to win. 166 to win from 120 deliveries. They've knocked off one of those. West Indies 165 for 6 from their 20 overs. I think it's fair to say, from a West Indian perspective, a disappointing 165 for 6. From the Italian perspective, excellent job done by the fielding side after winning the toss and opting to field. Here is Hussein around the wicket to bowl to Anthony Mosca, the right-hander, and pushed up into the offside, and there's no run. So you've got the left-handed Justin and the right-handed Anthony. Couldn't possibly get them mixed up, Andy.
No, not with J&A, but a bit of grip there for Hussein first up. Good to see West Indies have got a slip in place. So they're clearly looking to take wickets from very early.
Let's see how long that slip stays in place. As Hussein around the wicket to bowl to Anthony Mosca, who is looking to swing that one away. And where is that gone? To the keeper. So he didn't get hold of it at all. And taken by Hope. What's the umpire saying? Seems to be explaining why he didn't call.
Yeah, I think the batter was more or less surprised that a wide wasn't called, and actually so am I. But I think that the umpire was a little bit lenient there
Well, he tried to explain it. I don't know if he convinced anyone. Here he was saying, and a ball is that a drop chance?
I think it is.
Yes, he was looking to play that through the offside. It went into the gloves of Hope and out again. And if that's a drop chance, you'll have to say West Indies continuing to do damage to themselves. And let's watch the replay, Andy.
Well, yeah, it was the arm ball again from Hussein. Ball angling in. And there was Muska looking to play slightly inside to out. The ball took the edge. Not a straightforward catch because Hope would have been going the line with the arm ball with the ball coming in.
Here is Hussein to bowl to Anthony Mosca, who is looking to sweep. Gets it down towards fine leg. That will run a bit for 4. So that will suit the Italians quite well. Finishing the over. Is that the last delivery? Yes, it is. And a 4 to take the score up to 5 without loss.
Yeah, I'm not sure it went exactly where he wanted it to go because it looked to me like if it was a power sweep. But he got it as the ball swerved in. He got it certainly on the lower part of the bat, and it went a lot finer, in my opinion, as to where he intended for it to go. But that was good for the Italians because it went wide of the short fine leg fielder and a boundary for Italy.
So 5 without loss. And now it will be Matthew Ford, the right-arm medium pacer, to bowl to the left-handed Justin Mosca, who's got 1. So West Indies looking for early success here. Italy obviously looking for a blazing start as Ford at the top of his mark. He's bowling right arm over the wicket to the left-hander. And Akil Hussein bowled the first over, meant for 5. So now here is Matthew Ford bowling right arm around the wicket. Here he comes. And the first delivery is outside the the off stump and luring the batsman into nothing type of situation, Hendy.
Well, I think that was a case of let's look and see what he's got on offer here, and that was quite a decent delivery first up from Ford. He's bowling around the wicket to the left-handed batter, and the ball was angled in, and then on pitching it just sort of held up and went away from the left-hander. Good carry through to the wicketkeeper as well.
So Justin Mosca waits for Ford to continue. A dot ball to start the over. Here's Ford again, right arm around the wicket to bowl to Mosca, and that's a poor effort, and it will run away down to the boundary for 4. But that's gifted runs. That's a poor effort on the part of Ford. That ball was way off target, and the keeper diving away to his right, got a glove to it, but couldn't stop it.
And the keeper took a while to get up as well. Just wonder if it caught him at the tip of his fingers. It was angled in from around the wicket, and the umpire. Obviously, one was wide of the batter, and 4 wides there from Matthew for ill-directed delivery. And after the first one, you'd be kicking yourself to actually deliver something like that. The first delivery was so encouraging.
Well, he's at the top of his mark again. Let's see what will happen now as he's into. Oh, that was a bit uppish, I thought. The return comes in, and the stump's knocked out, but the batsman is home. I was keen to see what would have happened had he gone to the non-striker's end. But he went to the striker's end, I believe, and knocked the stumps out, but the batsman had gotten home. So a single, but that ball seemed to be a bit uppish.
It was uppish, uppish drive.
To Ford as he was looking to drive. Let's watch the replay. It was uppish, and yes, Ford diving away to his right, but couldn't quite get there. And a streaky run.
Yes, it was in the air, but just out of the reach of Matthew Ford in his follow-through. And the mid-off fielder, Rutherford, came in, and there was Anthony Mosca looking back because Justin played on the run, and once he realized it was wide of Ford, he set off for the run, so he was always going to make it at the non-striker's end, and his brother was looking back to see if he was going to make any trouble, and Rutherford actually threw to the striker's end, and Anthony had to get a move on.
So Anthony, he's on strike now, Anthony Mosca, and is looking to slap that one on the outside line of the off stump. Through to the keeper. He looks to the heavens, Anthony Mosca, recognizing that he could very well have found the edge there. Or who knows, maybe he was saying to himself, wow, how did I miss out on that boundary?
Well, we've seen this in the first innings as well, where the seamers were getting a little bit of bounce from this surface. And Ford is one of those bowlers who actually presents a fairly upright seam. So the ball is hitting on the seam, and I think the batter there was defeated with the extra bounce on that occasion.
So he waits for Ford, who continues in his first over. And he's up to the wicket now to bowl to Anthony Moscow, and that's a good delivery coming back into him. He nudges it into the offside, sets off for a run. But that was a good delivery by Ford. It came back into the right hander, tucked him up, and he could do no more than just nudge it into the offside.
And the success we saw from the seamers in the first innings was when they bowled on just short of a good length, not over pitching the ball. Short of a good length seemed to create more problems for the batters. And from the early exchanges we've seen so far from Ford, when he's bowled short of a length, it's caused the batters a little bit more concern.
12 without loss. We're in the second over. They target 166. As Matthew Ford in his first over, it has been a mixed bag from him so far in the over as he is into bowl to the left hand in Moscow. And this one is tucking him up. And what happened there? Looks as though he's bowled him. Looks as though he's bowled him. Yes, he has. And Ford celebrating. He tried to cut, but the ball was a bit too close to him, I thought, Hendy.
Yeah.
And in the end, the ball going into the stumps and West Indies striking first bat.
Again, that's short of a good length. And the batter seeing the length, maybe looking to get the ball into the offside, but the inward movement from around the wicket, just clipping the off stump on the way through. And Matthew Ford again has shown that he has this propensity to pick up early wickets with the new ball. He's probably more potent with the new ball than in the middle of the innings, and I think that's one of the challenges that West Indies have had in trying to identify when is the best place for him to bowl. We were talking all along about Hussain opening the bowling, but Jason Holder and Matthew Ford are probably present more of a challenge to the batter with the new ball. And of course, only two people can bowl the new ball, so I think that has really created a bit of a conundrum for us, Darren Sammy and Shea Hope, as to who should open the bowling. But Matthew Ford continues to keep his name in the equation because he keeps getting early wickets with the new ball.
Well, I look at it this way. For me, Jason Holder, with his experience and so on, and not only experience in terms of having played many matches, but experience in playing many different roles, I would think that he would have to be the one that I would try to adapt to the middle.
But when is he most effective? Because you don't want to be drawn into the tactic of pulling a person away from their strength to fill a void for a weakness in the attack.
Well, what I'm saying is that I think that Ford may more struggle in the middle than Holder.
Okay, right, fair enough.
So if both are going to play and only one can open the bowling, I'll go with Ford most times.
But both of them can open the bowling.
Well, no. Hossein is my first choice.
Okay, I'm with you.
As long as he's playing.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
So enough of that tactic. So neither of us are captain in the West Indies.
Well, of course, I don't even know why we're discussing it because that's not in our hands at all. But a good strike there by Ford. Now, looking at the replay, you can see that Moscow came down on it very, very late.
I think the inward movement defeated him as well because he picked up the length, then looked to play square on the wicket, but the ball came back and cramped him. And it's something similar to what we were talking about, Shea, where on the length of the ball comes back, you see the bottom hand come off the bat. It's like if a centipede or something is coming to the bat handle.
Well, don't call that name. Yeah, that broke up a nice little a party the other day.
Right.
But I wouldn't talk about that now.
Yeah, where was the party?
But I wouldn't talk about that either.
Oh, dear. So just a bit of a delay for listeners. I think that the bail was damaged. So the third umpire, or the fourth official, brought out a replacement bail. So that really gave us the opportunity to talk some absolute nonsense. But we'll get back to...
Speak for yourself, Eddie. So 12 for 1 in the second over. Matthew Ford picking up the wicket of Justin Mosca. And now I think the bail situation, is it? Well, we thought it was fixed, but there still seemed to be some concern. Maybe they should just take the bails off.
Yeah, that's normally in very windy conditions, and that's certainly not the situation here. I got the impression that maybe it's not lighting up when it's out of the slot.
And that could be critical, could it?
Yeah, well, given the rules of the game, especially for the third umpire, that's exactly when the decision is made, when those bails light up. It normally represents the bail being removed from the slot. So completely removed from the slot.
So a bit of a power failure here then.
You can say that, yeah.
So 12 for 1. We wait for the power to be restored to the bail. As Hetmar very thoughtfully looking on.
And I believe we've mentioned it already, this being Jason Holder's 300th international game for the West Indies.
Yes. Man who was once ranked number 1 all around in the world in Test cricket.
Yep.
Yes, he is.
I remember saying to him in the Test match against England, when he made a double 100, I said to him, Jason, if there's such a thing as a perfect game, you just had the perfect game for West Indies.
Mm-hmm.
As captain, making a double 100, taking catches in the slip cordon, and taking wickets. It was the absolute perfect game.
Reminds me of that column that used to be in the newspaper years ago, his greatest moment. And certainly for Holder, that would have to go down as one of his greatest moments. Here's Matthew Ford. Power has been restored as Ford is a cutaway down towards the point position where Chase does well to stop it. That's the end of over number 2. Ford 1 for 7 from his only over so far, and the West Indies, in fact Italy, set 166 for victory. 2 overs gone, 12 for 1.
Well, the early wicket there for West Indies, Matthew Ford delivering for the West Indies on that occasion, and immediately that first over, if it's a gauge to what we can expect, certainly getting the ball to move around. And I think the West Indies will be happy to see that, because not a great deal of pace from Matthew Ford, but he just keeps you honest because he can get the new ball, to nibble around just a bit.
So the new batsman is Saeed Navi, and he is coming to join Anthony Mosca, and they will try to see if they can get Italy up to this 166 required for victory. Hossain, meanwhile, comes up to bowl his second over. He's going to bowl left arm around the wicket. The slip is still there. So here he is, left arm around the wicket. And here is a drive in the air. That's gone straight. That's going to go very close to the boundary, but Holder picks it up and stops it from going across the line. And the batsmen are able to pick up a couple of runs to move the score up to 14 for 1. So Justin Mosca bowled by Ford for 2. Anthony Mosca, he's got 5. Saeed Nabi, he is yet to score. And in fact, 7 to Mosca, who is looking to drive straight again, partially stopped by Hossain. It is deflected in the direction of Holder coming up from mid-off. There's no run. 14 for 1. With Justin Mosca gone, Anthony Mosca is there on 7. Nabi just faced the 1 delivery yet to score. Here's Hossain again. And a ball which is swung away. That's gone a long way out towards mid-wicket over the boundary. And that's a 6, the first of the innings. And I think, Hendy Wallace, you were suggesting that maybe, just maybe, Italy may not be as cautious against our spinners as we were against theirs.
Agreed. Total commitment there from Moscow. Nowhere near the pitch of that ball, but decided to go across the line, made excellent contact, and it carried quite a distance over the mid-wicket boundary. So yes, I expect to see some intent against the spinners. They would have been doing their planning, Italy, knowing that the West Indies are likely to come at them with 3 spinners, so you can't be really pushing around because it will be a fair diet of spin. And that was a shot with a lot of conviction and confidence.
So Mosca's got 13 off 9 now, and Hossain, let's see how he will respond. He's halfway through his second over. Then for 13, bowling to Anthony Mosca. The slip is still in. Comes around the wicket to Mosca, who is giving himself room and playing this one into the offside. Partially stopped at extra cover by Hetmar. Ricochets out towards point. And the score remains at 20 for the loss of 1. Mosca 13. Justin Mosca out for 2. Anthony Mosca 13. And Hossain being struck for 6 and responding with a dot ball. Still got 2 deliveries left to complete the over. And waits for the batsman to settle. He does. And Hossain around the wicket. And here's another big hit. That's gone a long way as well. Let's watch and see where it goes. It goes over the boundary for another 6. So Hossain under pressure here, Hendy Wallace.
Good striking here. Again, Hossain may be in 2 minds as to whether he should try to spin the ball or should he go to his favoured arm ball. But there was Mosca going with the movement. Again, not quite to the pitch, but full commitment to the shot. and getting it high over the mid-wicket area and into the stands, and the Italians are really enjoying this approach from Mosca.
And I guess it's showing up really what you expressed from the very early part of the West Indies innings in the power play, where you didn't get this sort of intent. And even although they've lost the wicket, that has not made them move away from the plan. Here's Hossain continuing around the wicket to Mosca, who is looking to sweep in the air down towards short fine leg, and he's out. Looking to sweep, and the last laugh then going the way of Hossain sweeping, and the ball going down to short fine leg. Mosca goes for 19, so Hossain striking back, and very timely as well, because things were just beginning to get out of hand, and Italy now 26 for 2.
Well, he showed some confidence as well, Hossain, because that one was slightly slower, and Mosca may have just got through the shot a little bit early and getting the top edge, and the ball just going to the short fine leg, and he was absolutely disgusted with himself because he was slightly deceived. He was really looking to hit the ball a lot square, but he has to go for 19, and Hossain has now equaled the record of Narang, of the West Indian spinners, to get the most wickets in the power plays. Badri still has that record with 103, and Hossain has now joined Narang, taking 101 wickets in the power plays.
Well done to Hossain, and that's an important wicket too, because as I said, things were beginning to look very threatening for the West Indies. 2 sixes against Hossain, you don't see that too often in his opening spell, and Moscow, credit to him, 19 off 12 deliveries, and we'll see now how that may very well affect the approach of the Italians. JJ Smuts comes to the crease to join Saeed Nabi, and Matthew Ford comes up for his second over.
So relatively two new batters at the crease, because Nabi's only faced one ball so far.
And down the leg side, let's see what the umpire will say this time around. He signals wide. So Ford has had his problems, has bowled some pretty good deliveries, but has also strayed a bit and has already conceded 6 runs in wides.
Yeah, and that's really where the discipline comes into play, because the fact that he realizes that you allow it for one ball, and once you realize that the ball is moving, then you've got your radar where you need to start the ball. So with the ball swinging in, as we saw there, you can't start on the stumps. He started that on the stumps, and it just swung down the leg side.
So 27 for 2 as Ford makes his way in and tries to swing that one away. Will get a single that will take the score up to 28 for 2. And talk about discipline, our West Indies have already conceded 6 extras in just under 3 overs. 1, 2, 3, just under 4 overs, and Italy conceded 3 in their entire innings.
Yes, and those are the fine margins, especially when you're defending what is a relatively moderate total. You have to be very efficient in the field and not to give up any freebies, and by freebies I mean the extras.
Well, Hossain becoming the 6th West Indian to take 250 wickets in all T20s. So he has certainly had a big impact on the game. We're going to have a break here because someone is getting a bit of attention. Didn't quite pick up the area of concern, but just got a bit of a hold up in play while that player is attended to by the backroom staff.
Yeah, it seems like Mosca, he's seems to have some discomfort in his calf when he set off for that run initially. He just seemed to be favoring the calf somewhat, and I just wonder if he's done some damage to himself there. The physio has been called into action, so he's just getting a little bit of treatment there for the calf area. So Italy will hope there's nothing too serious for him at this stage.
Well, certainly would hope that all is well with him. So Justin Mosca bowled by Ford for 2. Anthony Mosca caught by Joseph Bol Hossain for 19. The batsman dismissed. Saeed Nabi and JJ Smuts together, 28 for the loss of 2. While they wait for the treatment to be meted out, Ford and fellow fast bowler Joseph having a conversation. I guess I say that mischievously because while they both come off the long run, there's a significant difference in pace.
There is, but Ford may consider himself fast medium who moves the ball around, and Joseph is more of a skiddy type who depends on a bit of the extra pace.
So Ford is ready. In fact, the action is ready to resume. Ford is always ready, and he's in, and this delivery is driven up into the covers by Smuts. So Smuts is yet to score, 28 for 2 in the fourth over. Ford 1 for 9, you're saying?
Again, looking to play the forcing shot. There was Smut. That was his first delivery. A length delivery, looking to hit on the up, and totally mistimed it. Again, we saw some inward movement there from Ford, but he doesn't want to start too straight. He has to start at that 4th, 5th stump as the ball comes in.
Right arm over the wicket to Smuts, and tucked away through the onside. That's going to run out towards the boundary. That's gone for 4. Well played by Smuts. He's off the mark. And that was played with authority, with precision, and with confidence.
Yes, and again, you see, starting a little bit too straight with the inward movement. No real pressure there on that delivery. No pace whatsoever. Just short of a good length. Starting just on about all stump coming in. And Smut just getting into the wicket and just pulling the ball well in front of square. Just wide of the mid-on fielder. And picking up a boundary.
So the power play always brings that type of interest. How many runs can they pick up in the power play? 32 for 2 in the fourth over. I don't think they've done too badly in terms of the scoring rate. Italy would be concerned about the 2 wickets they've lost, but it has certainly not affected their intent, because Smut has come in and immediately looks as though he wants to get on with it. Wrapped on the pad, I thought, or maybe there was more bat than pad as he came across, and the ball just going into the offside, and there was no run.
Yeah, a bit more support on the leg side now for Matthew Ford. There is a long leg and a deep forward square along with a mid-wicket and a mid-on. So that really gives him the leverage to attack the stumps with his inward movement.
32 for 2 as Ford continues. Smuts has got 4 off 3 and is looking to just steer that one away into the offside. It goes down towards Chase at point. There's no run. So the batsman looking to push things on here, looking to get the advantage of the power play, but they're up against some good bowling, and really and truly it has been a mixture where the batsmen, they've had their time. A couple of sixes we've seen a couple of wickets, so neither team getting the decided advantage in the early running. Both teams being competitive here, and it'll be interesting to see what it looks like after 6 overs, but as it is now, it's 32 for 2 as Ford, right arm over the wicket, and a ball that is taken in on the pad, I believe, because it was an appeal from Ford. He was looking to shape it to play into the onside and didn't quite get the bat there.
Yeah, stifle appeal there from Ford. The inward movement, the ball clearly would have missed the leg stump, but also it was a sort of delivery that's going to keep Smut quiet, and now that he's got a little bit more protection on the leg side. And we'll just keep an eye to Philip on the movement of Navi, who had the physio coming onto the field earlier. As we know now, in the new rules, or the change of rules, where you're not allowed to have a runner. So maybe it's a case where we'll keep an eye on him to see what his mobility is like. And as Jason Holder looks to be coming into the attack.
Yes, so Hussein, 2 overs, 1 for 19, and it will be Jason Holder to take over from him, and he'll be bowling to Navi, who's faced just 2 balls. Seems as though he's been there for a while, but he's only faced 2 balls, and here's Holder into bowl to him, tucks him up with the first delivery. It runs back along the pitch for Jason Holder to field. 32 for the loss of 2.
And we don't see this very often. In over number 5, there's still a slip in play, so clearly West Indies feel there's enough there for the faster bowlers. Although we saw the slow bowlers doing well for Italy, I'd be inclined to depend on our faster bowlers to do the job for the West Indies more so than the spinners, but they've got enough support in both areas.
Here's Holder again, and a drive straight to cover, straight to Chase, who gets down and does the fielding. So pretty good start for Holder up to this point in time, and Holder to to Navi, who came in at the fall of the first wicket and has just picked up the 1 run so far. Smuts has come in at the fall of the second wicket. He's knotted on 4. Holder playing in his 300th international. Right arm over the wicket to bowl to Navi, and Navi is driving. That goes down towards the point boundary for just the 1 run, with the return from looks like Rutherford out there to sending the return in, the batsman going through for 1. So halfway through his first over, I think Holder will be pretty pleased with what has happened so far.
Yeah, and a very demanding field, because he's bowling with 7 fielders on the offside for Navi, with a deep point, a slip and a backward point. Sorry, a slip and a short third man. The deep cover point, a point, extra cover in the mid-off. So 7 fielders on the offside, and he's just making a change now for Smut. He's now got the short fine leg, the deep backward square, and a deep mid-wicket.
Into bowl to Smut, and just about on his legs, but it tucks him up. He can just nudge it into the onside, picked up by the bowler. And the plan seems to be working so far, but this is T20 cricket, and things can happen with just a ball or two can make a big difference, as we saw in the over with Hossain, where there were those 2 6s, and just as it looked as though Italy were going to sprint away, then Hossain coming back and picking up a wicket. So you get that to and froness, so to speak, in the T20 format, as Holder makes his way into bowl to Smut. Right arm over the wicket, and a drive that misses the outside edge through to the keeper. So you've had just 1 run scored off the 5 deliveries so far. I'm sure Holder will be happy with that. Smut will not panic, because the target is not a huge one, but they will still want to keep the scoreboard moving. And Holder has come into the attack, and after a fairly expensive over by Hossain, admittedly he did get a wicket. And so far so good for Holder, as he comes in now with the final delivery of the over into bowl to Smut, and on the batsman's legs once more into the pad, and it goes into the onside. So well bowled by Jason Holder, an over in which he gave away just 1 run. And after 5 overs, Italy set a target of 166, 33 for the loss of 2. More from Henry Wallace before he gives way to Philo Wallace, and then your new commentator is going to be Andrew Mason.
Well, very good first over there from Jason Holder. 33 for 2, the Italians. In comparison to the West Indies, who we thought struggled, West Indies were 43 for 2 after 5 overs. So Italy slightly behind in terms of the runs, being 10 runs behind. But good bowling by the West Indies so far. They clearly have a plan. They've done their homework. We've seen so far that the plan is to keep the ball a little bit closer to JJ Smuts, and so far that has kept him in check at the moment. So a good start by the West Indies so far.
Thank you very much indeed. So 1 Wallace leaves, another will come forward to continue to bowl his 3rd over. We start over number 6, and he's going to bowl to Navi, who's got 2 from 5. He comes up now, goes past the umpire and bowls, and there's a big swing. The ball hits the bottom of the bat into his pad and just dribbles away down towards short third man. There's no run. Philo Wallace comes a call in. 33 for 2, 5 overs and 1 ball. Go and talk to me, young Philo. Are you okay? Had your coffee? I saw you had your lovely sweetbread from Crumb's Bakery.
Is that what
so
you
you're
call it?
energized?
Well, you need a little sugar.
You need a little
especially
sugar.
When you're up so early in the morning.
Yeah, indeed.
The Italians, obviously, Andrew, are behind the 8 ball here. They're 33 for 2 after 5.1 overs. West Indies were 43. So you would say that West Indies have the stranglehold. Yep. But they've lost 2 wickets. You're not missing any cricket, because obviously the concussion protocol is coming into play now. Once the batter gets hit on the helmet, he has to do that concussion protocol to make sure that he knows where he is and everything is stable in his mind.
So it's a situation where the West Indies have turned to, of course, someone like a Holder. His first over was brilliant. Philip Wallace, just 1 run. Well bowled to him.
Yes, well bowled to Jason Holder. He's now the leader, not only in terms of the bowling, he's also a cheerleader, because we see a lot of videos online and he's the one in the dressing room making all the pranks. But he's enjoying the World Cup. A former West Indies captain. He's been given a lucrative contract in the IPL.
Yes.
And he will really want to start 2026 on a high going into that IPL season. So it's good to see him enjoying his cricket. and not complaining of being tired.
No, looks a lot fitter too. You think this may be his last World Cup? Philo, he's 34 now.
Well, you don't know. West Indies, Johnson Charles is 37. And he's not half as good as
you're naughty man, Philo, yeah.
But that's the truth.
It is very true.
The truth is always right, but it's not popular. So you can't say it's his last World Cup.
No.
And it all depends on how deep West Indies go in this World Cup as well.
All right, so we'll just look back at what has happened as the players refresh themselves. The West Indies been inserted by Italy. King was caught by Midoff Hassan for 4. Hope was bowled for 75. Hetmar was caught, Smuts bowled Draka 1. Chase was caught by Moskov Matini for 24. Powell, who struggled today, he was caught by Matini for 9 balls. Rutherford 24 from 15 balls. Jason Holder, he made 9. Matthew Ford got 16 towards the end. And the West Indies being inserted 165 for 6. And in terms of the bowling, I thought that Smuts at the top 4 overs, no better done for 27. Hassan 3 overs, no better 1 for 24. Draka 2 overs, no better 1 for 22. Stewart 3 overs, no better done for 30. Both 4 overs, no better done for 37. And Kumaja bowled 4 overs, no better, and he picked up 2 for 25. In response, situation where the Italy side, no doubt looking to get to the 165, but they've lost a couple of wickets, and at the moment they will feel that they've done okay so far. The West Indies be able to pull it back after a start in which Moscow was able to hit the ball all about the place, and in the end it was caught down at that square leg area. 33 for 2, 5 overs and 1 ball gone. So the required Philo Waters is 8.97. The rate they're scoring at is 6.39.
Yes, 133 more runs in 89 balls. So the Italians really still have to get a move on here. They don't want to wait too late to make a charge for the 166. But the West Indies obviously have bowled well. Matthew Ford continues to show his importance at the top of the order with that new ball. There's no Shamar Joseph as yet. Clearly Jason Holder has come in and hold his own. Akil Hussein again opened the bowling and picking up an early wicket. So things are looking good for the West Indian bowlers.
So Navi to face up to Ford into this delivery, which is pitched up and he swings it down towards the backward square area. Go towards the boundary. We'll get 1. We'll look for the second. Looks like Hetmar coming across to his left to pick it up. They're back for the second. That was a ball on the leg stump. He's been generally just outside the off stump. And the batsman had the freedom to play it down towards that backward square. Back for the second to carry the score to 35 for 2 into over number 6. Philo.
All bowlers think alike, Andrew. You bowl an outswing up pitch on off stump and it beats the outside edge. Then you tend to go a little wide, go on leg stump to see if you can get the same shape. And the ball doesn't swing away from the bat. The batter just came inside and helped it quite nicely. And Hetmar just doing the cleaning up on the leg side boundary, aided by Rutherford.
So it's up to 35 for 2 over number 6. And here's Ford as he comes in. Navi, who's got 4 from 7 into this delivery. He's looking to swing the ball away. It's on the leg stump. We'll get a run. Good tumbling save by Hetmar on the boundary. Look for the second. We'll get it too. Hetmar didn't pick it up cleanly. And as a result, they'll be able to come back for that second run. But his length, his line, there's got to be more on the off stump there. He started on the leg stump, first 2 balls. 3 balls, 4 runs coming. So Navi goes to 6, 37 for 2, with some 3 to come in over number 6. Philo.
Yeah, short ball, and Navi just coming in and swinging it to the right of Hetmar. It's forcing him to run to the backward square boundary, tumbling to his right, not picking up cleanly, but the batter's coming back for the second run. Good running by the Italians.
So it's Ford again in his third over, 1 for 17. Comes into Navi into this delivery, which is short. He swings at it. That's what we're going to do outside the off stump. Was been undone by the bunks generator. The big swing goes by to be taken by the keeper. A dot goes into the scoreboard. 37 for 2. 2 to come in over number 6.
77 miles per hour. Andrew, I don't think that is quick. But the ball was effective because it hit the deck hard and beat Navi on the pull on the ball going up. If you're going to bowl a short ball, I believe you should hit it into the pitch and get the ball to bounce. As Navi is standing rather deep into his crease.
But he settles and waits, and Ford he's had a good over so far. 2 to come, just 4 from the over. On his way to Bolton Navi into this delivery. Navi's hitting the ball in the air. That's gone a long way up towards the position. The catch taken Good catch taken there by, looks like Joseph.
Yeah.
Ball pitched up. Something had to give. 4 strikes again, making sure that he's going to, it's going to be difficult in terms of selection, because Shepherd is supposed to come back into the side, but he's picked up another wicket, and the Italian side in a bit of trouble now. They're now 37 for 3.
There's a very poor shot for Navi. No feet at all, just all arms, length delivery on off stump, looking to clear long off, and the bat boy, they're high on the bat, and Shamar Julius running back and taking a relatively easy catch. So a very soft dismissal there for Navi's goes for 6, and the Italians have lost their 3rd wicket on the score 37.
Yep. So decisions to make. Well, I'm told that Shepherd is okay. Although we didn't see a release from Cricket West Indies as to what's happening with him, but I'm told that he's okay.
Well, people are being released.
Yeah. You're naughty as usual. Once again, hello to all of our listeners wherever you are. Welcome to Kaieteur Radio there in Guyana. Of course, you're getting the commentaries loud and clear. The BCA, they've come on board, their website, of course, stations across the Caribbean.
Let's offer congratulations now, as you mentioned, the BCA to the Vice President.
Yes.
Gregory Nichols, who's been elevated. He's a member of Parliament. He's also a minister.
Yeah, Home Affairs. And information.
So we expect a lot to come from him.
So he controls CBC. Okay.
I never said that.
Well, I mean, CBC is governmental. Should he resign as Vice President of the BCA?
I saw him last night, actually. And I told him...
At Westmoreland, I think you were there?
Yeah, he was straight into his job, actually.
Okay.
He had to give a speech. You know, he has a lot of work cut out for him. And it's going to be important to see how he balances that along with the BCA and CWI.
Comes out, and this delivery is on the line to the off stump, ball by Ford on the back foot, plays up towards mid-off. There's no run. So he was at Westmoreland. You were there as well?
I was there, yes.
Okay, wonderful.
Minister of Education.
Okay, that's Chad Blackman.
Yes, please.
Okay.
We were there with Sarah Sewell and...
Okay, some big boys were there at Westmoreland.
Well, just a congratulatory gathering.
Did you have any drinks, Philo?
Well, you ever see a cabin for water?
Good old Philo Wallace having a drink or two.
Yeah.
Of course, this commentary also on the West Indies YouTube channel. Mr. Remy there, making sure that everything is going well. So 37 for 3, 6 overs gone. You're saying something,
Phil?
Yeah,
Stephen's residence, you know, he's from England.
Oh, okay.
He came in to help, and you know, he supported the right party.
Oh, he supported the right party.
Yeah.
37 for loss of 3. Of course, Henry Wallace is from Spikestown, I think, there in St. Peter. And that's a constituency that has been held by the Barbados Labour Party for quite a long time. Owen Arthur's country.
30 of them.
Yeah. So Holder to continue. He's going to bowl to Smuts. He goes past the umpire now. He's in and bowls to Smuts. And Smuts is coming forward and drives firmly down towards that long on area. The West Indies have been able to pull it back quite nicely in the last 3 overs. And as Henry Wallace was saying, it's maybe the pacers that will be the ones to do it. You would think that the Italian batsmen want to go after the spinners, and Holders bowl well.
Yes, Jason has bowled wonderfully well. He's into his 2nd over. He looks good, hitting the right lines, the right lengths. And with his height as well, Andrew, he will cause some discomfort for the Italian batters. They're not accustomed to facing a bowler of such height.
Yeah, and he's bowled very well, spot on, just on top of the off stump. As the score is up to 38 for 3. Comes up now into this delivery, which is pitched up the batsman is forward, plays it down towards that backward point, just short 3rd man area, can't score. So he's been spot on, the 34-year-old from Barbados. 38 for 3, former West Indies captain, and doing a good job. Got a big contract in the IPL as well, $1 million or more.
Well deserved. Let's hope he go and execute.
Yeah, he's got to do that.
When you sign for that kind of money, you don't want to be on the bench.
No.
They expect you to be on the park nearly every game. So it's a big ask for him, and I wish him all the very best.
So Minetti settles and waits into this delivery. It's outside the leg stump. There's a P4 catch at the wicket. A wide is called by the umpire. I think the Hope was just trying to offset the umpire. And that's a wide. Good bounce. 39 for 3. Over number 7.
Yeah, body line delivery there from Jason Holder. Hope caught the ball going on the leg side and appealed straight away.
Yeah.
But the umpire had his arms outstretched saying wide. Little, game player by Hope.
So Minetti settles and waits. He hasn't scored yet. He's faced 2 balls, 39 for 3. Holder's been brilliant. Comes up now and bowls to him into this delivery. He's steering the ball away. down to that short third man area. More backward point, really. Chase, who patrols that position, comes across, makes a stop in test matches. He's always in that position as well. And this has been brilliant bowling by Holder so far. He's bowled 1 over and 3 balls and just 3 runs conceded.
And he's 1 mile per hour faster than Matthew Ford.
Well, he is.
Matthew Ford is 77 miles.
Okay.
Jason Holder is 78.
Okay.
But his lengths are good. I'm not talking about pace. His lengths are good.
Well, he's into Baltimore Natty, into this delivery. He's swinging the ball away. That's gone down to backward square. That's gone all the way. That's gone for 6. Oh. Something had to give. That looks so easy. And that's gone for 6, 45 for 3 and over number 7. Well played.
Yeah, he just swung that ball through the leg side on sheer length. But was just short of a length. He just came across his stumps and just whacked it into the leg side. Again, small boundary.
Yeah.
And the ball flew over backward square for 6. He hit it some 80 meters.
Yeah.
But a good release shot and a good result for Italy.
Yeah. Holder goes back to his mark. How will the big fast bowler respond to this? 6 overs and 4 balls gone. The 121 to get from 80 balls. He comes in and bowls him at team this series on the leg stop. Oh, goes past the keeper. That's going to go towards the boundary. Bad cricket by the West Indies. It's gone away for 4. Wise. Oh, what did he signal? Runs. Oh, so it was played away. So we have to pull that back. A leg by signal by the umpire. Here we go. Hitting the pad. Yes. So the keeper unsighted goes down the leg side. But Holder's got to just concentrate just on top of the off stump has been doing. So the last 2 balls, Philo Wallace, some 10 runs coming. It's gone to 49 for 3. 1 to come in over number 7.
6 from a short ball and 4. Looking to compensate and push that ball down
Get
the
it
leg
right,
side.
Holders. He comes up now to Bolton-Mentality. This delivery, he's covering up, steers the ball away. Bang on that off stump, just outside the off stump. Played away down towards the cover area, and there is no run to end the over. At the end of it, 49 for 3, 7 gone. That's the latest score at Eden Gardens.
But he's listening to you, Jason Holder. The last delivery there in the 7th over was bang on target. It's short of a length. Not give him the Italian Maniti any room at all on the offside. Just go defend it into the offside. Ross Chase, who's controlled backward point in the white ball format. When he's captaining the test team, he's always at slip. No run result. And he's really improved Roston Chase's fielding. And you will hope that would have transcended into his batting. His bowling also can hold his own. But good bowling by the West Indies bowlers so far. 49 runs, 3 wickets, 7 overs. They need 117 more runs for 78 balls. So once they continue to pick up wickets, the Italians, you would believe, will struggle to get it to 166.
Okay. So, Moti?
Do you love Eden Garden?
Yeah. Okay. Love the West Indies as well.
Okay.
Of course, lots of interest in this cricket with the West Indies qualifying. They had their doubts about them qualifying.
And they have a sponsor as well.
Yeah, and they got a sponsor.
On the left side of the shirt.
Maybe Chris Dane was able to pull that one off pretty short, having gone to India. No success there as yet, as he said. Here's Moti into the attack. He's in and bowls the ball in the leg stump. Turned away in the onside, down to square leg by Smuts to get 1. So 50's come with the ball now, Philo. 50 for 3, 7 overs and 1 ball gone.
And no Shamar Joseph as yet into the bowling attack. But good going by Italy. They're 50 runs, 7 overs, 1 ball, 3 wickets. The captain is there along with the experienced Smuts.
So Mateti settles and waits and did his delivery, pitched up, he's onto the front foot, drives the ball away. That's Moti given lots of air on the line of that off stump stroke down towards long off for a single. So in terms of win predictors, 65 for the West Indies, 35 for Italy. You think that's fair?
That's fair, yes.
Okay.
Obviously the West Indies will be the ones that will be looking to win this game.
51 for 3. Moti's in and bowls. He's off the back foot, steers the ball away into the offside, down towards that backward point area. Smuts gets 1 to go to 7. I certainly agree with Hendy in terms of the cricket bowlers, because they've done so well so far. It looks a little easier with the spinners. Moti started well, 3 from 3. Would want to concede a boundary here. And as he settles and waits, and Moti's in and bowls him, he's on the back foot, hits it out towards the cover area. Good tight delivery from round the wicket. The man from Berbice was the 3 counties in Guyana. Of course, it's Essequibo and Demerara. In he comes again, he's in, bowls. Manetti's let's pad in the ball from that leg stump out towards the square leg area for a single. So this has been a good over so far. Would want to end the over strongly. We've seen so many runs scored off the last ball of overs. Where will Moti go? Will he just maybe go on top of the off stump? Will he go leg stump? We shall see. 1 to come in over number 8 as he Comes up now, he's in and bowls. The batsman is on the bat for this. Works the ball away, smuts into the onside, down towards the square leg area to end the over. 5 from the over, 8 gone. Italy in pursuit of 166 for victory. They're 54 for 3. This is the latest score at Eden Gardens.
Moti's been introduced into the ball attack. First over costing 5 runs, 5 singles. The Italians will feel quite comfortable with that because Moti is the informed bowler, slow bowler. You don't want him to get wickets in these middle overs, so they're just tucking him around, pushing for 1s and 2s. So the West Indian bowlers, one would say, have a tight rein. If you look at the worm, the Italians are below the West Indians. The West Indies are worm, so the West Indies have control of this run chase so far.
We haven't seen your favourite bowler, Shamar Joseph, as yet.
No, I haven't seen Shamar Joseph. He's playing, he's on the field, but he hasn't bowled yet.
No,
I think that he's going to
be very important. Soon?
Well, if it's sooner rather than later, I would like to see him bowl at the Italians.
No, he's in now.
Yes, this is a good change.
Of course, Shea Hope is your good friend. So he's
still Barbadian.
In he comes. This is Shamar Joseph. He's in and bowls, and there's a swing in the air up towards the wide mid-off area. The look for second will get it too. It was a ball pitched just beside the off stump. That was a shot in some desperation, but of course anything happens in T20. So Smuts gets a second to go into double figures. He's got 10 from 13, 110 more to get from 71 balls. And in over number 9, Italy have 56 for 3. Shamar Joseph, the man from Baracara, starts his run, comes up now, goes past the umpire, he's in, and bowls to Smuts, and Smuts is beaten outside the off with a perfect delivery. Well bowled indeed, Philo Wallace.
This is a top-notch bowler. This ball is hit, touch inside of off stump. Smuts not playing back, not playing forward, at hard length, and the ball zipped past the outside edge and through to wicketkeeper Hope. Catch the ball just above the waist, and that's what a keeper likes to see. Catching the ball up to his waist.
Yeah, and that was certainly ball at more than 77.
89 miles an hour.
Yeah, much quicker than Holder Ford. So it's 56 for 3, 8 overs and 2 balls gone. Joseph strides in to bowl to Smuts, and to this delivery, he's looking to swing the ball, beaten by pace out. A wild swipe at that. That was also quick and fell into the gloves of the keeper. Well bowled, Shamar Joseph.
Yes, that ball obviously hurrying through to the keeper. Shea Hope. Smuts looking to pull on length, and the ball just zipped past his outside edge. Again, beaten by pace.
Yeah.
A good carry through to the keeper Hope. The ball actually lifting him up off the ground. So Joseph has settled quite nicely into a rhythm.
Yes.
He's hit the right lines and length so far.
Yes, he's bowled pretty sharp. Let's see if he'll go with a slow ball. We'll continue with the extra pace. 56 for 3. Smuts settles and waits. As he comes up now, he's in and bowls to him, and he's covering up and strokes the ball away up towards mid-off, gets a run. And that's mid-off inside the circle. We've seen a lot of that with the West Indies. And a run. But this has been a good over by Shamar Joseph. Some 4 balls gone, just 3 runs scored. So 109 to get from 68 balls. 8 overs and 4 balls gone. Italy in pursuit of 166 for victory. They're 57 for 3.
Yeah, this was a start this game up there where you saw Shamar Joseph. 35% of his deliveries are short in T20 cricket. I'd like to see him reverse that and have that in good length delivery.
Settles the weights into this delivery outside the off. Somebody looks to cut the ball away into the offside. Goes by to be taken by the keeper. Did he edge it? Yes, beautiful delivery. There was a batsman get one outside of the off stump, beaten again by extra pace generated. The edge found, the catch taken, and Shamar Joseph gets the wicket. And the West Indies to have the Italian side in a spot of bother outside the off stump. You can see the deviation, and there was the keeper coming across to take the catch, and Shamar Joseph celebrating. So 8 overs and 5 balls gone. With Italy in a spot of bother, they're 57 for loss of 4. This is the latest score at Eden Gardens.
Well, they're in the sauce at the moment.
They're in the sauce.
Yeah. At 57 for 4.
There's a song called In the Sauce.
Yeah, but they're in it as well.
Yeah, okay.
Because they can't get any momentum here. Partnerships are not coming. They require they need 109 more runs for 67 balls. And the West Indian bowlers are bowled well. Shamar Joseph, as I expected.
Very aggressive.
And will cause some problems with the extra pace and bounce.
Yeah. And you've been advocating, Philo, that you want to see him open the bowling.
I would like to see him open the bowling.
And that's based on the fact that you want to get him up there and get wickets.
I think that Matthew Ford does wonderfully well with the new ball.
Right.
But when you look at someone like Shamar Joseph for the extra pace,
right.
And he has good control now. He looks in good rhythm. Could give him the new ball at the top of the order.
Yeah.
You give him 2, Matthew Ford can follow. But I think when you have pace at the top, it creates the doubt coming down into the middle. But they're using him in the middle overs with the ball obviously not as new. And it's worked so far. And sometimes you don't want to change things that are working. But let's continue what's happening.
Well, we'll see what happens. He certainly bowled very well. First ball is on the line of the off to the batsman. Just comes across the line and just strokes the ball up towards that mid-off area. There's no one. The end of a fine over from Shamar Joseph, an over in which he got an important wicket. 9 gone, 57 for loss of 4, which is the latest score at Eden Garden.
Yeah, with his first over, of course, 3 runs, he picked up that important wicket of the captain. So when you see that kind of stuff, you know that your fast bowler is in good rhythm, good form. There's a big smile on his face, so he's obviously enjoying it. And if you look at the surface here at Eden Gardens, once you put the ball in, you're getting the reaction that you want. The ball is bouncing, so that is good to see. And obviously the effort from the bowlers has been good so far.
So it's a situation where 109 runs to get 66 balls. And 1 for 12, 2 for 26, 3 for 37. Of course, we also had some 4 wickets for 57. Henry Wallace is on his telephone. I wonder if he's calling someone at this time in the morning to go jogging. As here's Moti's in, bowls outside down the off stump off the bat, but split away up towards the wide mid-off area. There's the fielder. Paul comes across. Well, Jamaicans are known for their speed. They're also known for the football. He trapped it and prevented the bounce. Let's look at this. Well done. Here we go.
But he had no intention of bending for the ball.
No.
He rushed across the practice pitches. He just put his left foot out.
Saved 2.
And he saved 2 runs. Well done, Rothman Powell.
Smart settles and waits as Moti comes in and bowls to him. He's onto the front foot. Good tight delivery from round the wicket. The man from Berbice producing a good delivery. Of course, Berbice has produced a lot of great cricketers. Rohan Kanai from there. And certainly very happy. That's the butcher from there as well. Here's a delivery which is given to Samir, wrapped in the pads, looking to play the ball into the onside, comes from the padding, goes out towards that cover area, and again they get a run. You know, one of my things is I'm not sure that the West Indies cricketers are sharp enough in that from that short third man mid-off area. You got to get in there quickly. That there should not have been a single there. And there was the field moving very, very slow indeed. Here's a drive, ball pitched up and the off stump. And there's Minetti driving down towards mid-off. There's no run. These runs are important. Got to be tight in there. Stop the singles. And King can be very casual at short extra cover. Moti's had a good bowl so far. 60 for 4. 2 balls left in over number 10. He comes up now. He's in. Bowls to Minetti, who's forward. Plays the ball from that leg stump up towards that long on area. Just a single. So ever since that 4th over, things have really gone very well for the West Indies here. They've been tight. They picked up wickets and they put Italy on the back foot here. And Moti will want to finish strongly. Wouldn't want to give a boundary here. Want to come in the over. Will bowl to Smuts, who's got 13 from 19. He's in and bowls, and Smuts is on the back foot and cuts it down to backward point. And a very good save done at that area. Well, of course, he controls that area so well, Roston Chase. He's a brilliant field at backward point, and he's got a smile as board as Barbados. So 10 gone. It's up to 61 for a loss of 4. This is the latest score at Eden Gardens.
Yes, and at the same stage, West Indies were 76 for 2 after 10 overs. So obviously West Indies in control here. The Italians trying to break the shackles, but the West Indian bowlers are not giving them any room at all to free their muscles. Roston Chase continues to feel well, and he has a smile on his face in doing that, which means he's enjoying the game.
Indeed. So Henry Wallace is about to come in to take over from Philo Wallace. I don't think Henry got an invitation to Westmoreland. Of course, he runs a very, 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 very big, popular hotel there. I think is it Sandpiper? The Sandpiper. The Sandpiper. Of course, that's a 5-star hotel in Barbados, and we want to thank him. Let's do this first ball before Philip Hackett comes. Joseph is in, and ball's pitched up, and there's a swing down towards the position of mid-wicket for a run to start over number 11. 62 for us to 4. Here is Henry Wallace to be followed by Philip Hackett.
And clearly the Italian batters have been struggling with that extra pace from Shamar Joseph, and I could see why Philo will be so keen to get Shamar Joseph at the top of the order. But what it does provide for the West Indies is that sustained pressure in the middle, because he's still causing problems for the West Indies, so there's no real downtime for the Italian batters.
Here's Joseph, and a delivery which the batsman is trying to pull. I guess he was simply flaying the bat there because he don't think he was anywhere near it. It was a ball that made some good height through to the keeper. Outside the line of the off stump, and there was a batsman trying to swing at it, really. And didn't make contact. I think beat him for pace.
Yeah, and you see they're a little bit more comfortable more comfortable playing off the front foot. And there we saw Smut just still pressing forward, although the ball passed him at shoulder height. So that length and that bounce is creating some discomfort for him. He's clearly a lot more comfortable pressing onto the front foot.
62 for 4. Here's Joseph speeding in to bowl to Smut, and Smut is whipping this one away. That's on his legs, and that will go into the boundary for 4. A bad ball from Joseph, too much on the legs and too full, and he just had to get bat on it really and worked it away for 4.
Maybe just looking for the Yorker, leg stump Yorker, and Smut said thank you very much. He got it on the full. He didn't quite hit the Yorker perfectly. He got it on the full and just worked it into the mid-wicket area. There's a man at deep forward square, but the mid-wicket area was vacant and he was able to pick up the boundary.
So Smut will be pleased about that. Struggling here against the pace of Joseph, but when you get the gifted ones, well, then you should take advantage. Cut away, lovely stroke. Well, that was well played, and I think he'll have to get a lot more credit for that than even the one before, which he simply just had to help. But on this occasion, he made all the hard work. Yes, it was short. Yes, maybe a little bit too much width, but he had to execute, and he did so effectively.
And I suspect he was probably expecting it, having been presented with the full delivery on leg stump. The expectation was that Joseph would then try to hit the deck, and he sort of got himself into a good position and really just helped it over the backward point position.
Back-to-back boundaries now as Joseph makes his way into both to Smut, and Smut gets the ball, which tucks him up. He pushes it up into the cover region, picked up by Chase, and they go through for a run. So a good response here from Joseph, but a good response too from Smut, because he didn't try anything ambitious. He simply nudged it into the offside and went through for the run, rotation in the strike, one less dot ball to worry about. So well played, Smut.
Yeah, you got the impression that Joseph put a little bit more into that last delivery, having been punished for 2 fours. He just got that adrenaline rush to put a little bit more into that 5th delivery.
Makes his way in now for the 6th delivery of the over, up to the wicket to bowl to Manenti, and this delivery is pulled away out towards a boundary, just a single, as the fielder comes in to pick it up. So the end of over number 11. Joseph now has picked up 1 for 14 from 2 overs, and after 11 overs, the Italian 72 for 4.
Well, so 11 runs in that over from Joseph, and that has been a stark increase from what we've seen in recent times, where the West Indian bowlers really just tightened the noose there on the Italians, and it's just sort of getting away from the Italians, and they really needed an over there to just sort of get some sort of momentum going into this run chase, because they were really somewhat stymied in the last 4 or 5 overs already from the start. But the last 4 or 5 overs, you felt that West Indies were just tightening it slightly and making it a little bit more difficult for the Italians.
72 for 4. Here's Moti, and swung away out towards the long on position. Picked up there by Ford, coming around from long on. The batsman go for 1. So the required rate has gone over 10. It's 10.53. Do you think this is a bit worrying for Italy as yet?
Yes, because you have to gradually try and build that momentum now. They'll be hoping to capitalize from that last over where they got 11 runs. So they'll want now to put a little pressure on Moti.
93 required off 53, and the single down towards wide long on yet again, as Ford once more has to do the hard work. Well, it's not really that hard. The ball is just moving very slowly. And a single, nevertheless, to take the score up to 74 for 4. 10.62 required, 92 needed off 52. So every ball now is going to make a big difference. Here's an attempted sweep. Let's watch the umpire. That's going to be called wide outside the batsman's legs. And I think the plan really for most of the bowlers has been to bowl into the batsman's legs. So we've seen some wides given away. Not the plan that I like to see necessarily executed, but oh my, here's a ball that is swung away out towards the long on position. The batsman go for a single, and a single that takes the score up to 76 now for the loss of 4. Manetti, he is on 5 and Smuts on 23. What a knock played by Smuts, though. He's playing with a lot of guts and certainly keeping the side in the game.
Well, I guess he's still there.
Here is a ball that he's using his feet, Smuts, and again brings forward off the boundary. The batsman crossed for one. So I see a bit of amusement on your part, but it simply means that he's hanging in there. He's had some good bowling, but he's stuck around, and therefore when the bad deliveries have come, he's been there to put them away.
Yeah, well, he has to be there. I mean, if they're going to stand any sort of chance.
Looking to sweep and more runs down towards short fine leg. Again, a ball outside the batsman's legs, and really and truly, I'm not I'm not a big fan of it, as I said. Too easy to gift wides and to the batsman to get the ball a touch onto the ball and it could run away. But we'll see. As this delivery again on the batsman's legs, this time down towards mid-wicket. The catch has been taken, and that is the end of Smuts. So wicket number 5 goes down. A ball that was swept down towards forward square. The catch taken down there, and that is a wicket to Moti, his first, and more problems for Italy.
And I think that's exactly what the plan was, to try and take away the free swinging arms from the Italians, and hence the rationale in trying to bowl that tight line. And as you said, the odd time getting the angle slightly off and maybe picking up the leg bite or bowling it wide. But I think that's the plan coming together for Moti and the West Indies. Smart looking to play the sweep shot and getting the top edge, and the catch very comfortably taken by Shamar Holder at deep backwards square. So getting a little bit more difficult for the Italians. That required run rate has now touched 11 runs and over, and that's exactly what you want to do as a fielding side. You want to keep things tight. Obviously you go looking for wickets, but not to overly attack, because in the absence of getting those wickets, you want to dry up the runs and get that asking rate to keep climbing. And where the Italians trying to counter that is when you stand a better opportunity to maybe pick up a wicket, and we've just seen that.
Well, Shamar Joseph taking his third catch of the innings, so in a sense the ball is following him, and he's not disappointed. He took a catch to give Hossain his wicket, one to give Ford a wicket, and now he is giving Moti a wicket as well.
And he's taking one himself.
He's taking one himself, so you can't keep him out of the game as Grant Short replaces the batsman Smuts, who made 24 off 27. That's the top score so far. And 78 for 5, 12 overs gone, 88 more runs required from 48 balls. So the target becoming increasingly more ominous. Here is Holder at the start of over number 13, and a ball that again tucks the batsman up, not giving him any room, cramping him, and the ball just going harmlessly back along the pitch to be picked up by the bowler.
Yeah, surprised that Holder has come back so quickly, because he's normally identified as a person at the back end. Maybe it's still an attacking move to take Joseph out to the attack at this stage, but Holder back into the attack. And I guess Ben Manetti has been the form batter for the Italians in the series so far, so they'll feel they still have a chance if he's there.
A slower delivery outside the line of the off stump, and Manetti not being able to get bat on it, going through on the bunks to Hope. He's got 5 off 10. Short has not yet faced, so he's obviously not scored. And the struggle continues for Italy. A target of 166. It looked as though it was a target that they could very well possibly achieve or get pretty close, but it has not gone well for them so far, and they'll probably need a serious rear-guard action now to change that around, as Holder makes his way into bowl to Manetti, and he reaches for that one and gets it out towards the cover for a run. That's all they'll get, a single to take the score up to 79 for the loss of 5. We are into the 13th over, so just 7 overs left after this, and the required rate climbing all the time, and it's becoming increasingly difficult for Italy. But as you said, Manetti is still there, and with him, he will carry the hopes of the Italian side. They've won a game already in this group, but as I said at the outset, still a lot to prove. Whenever the associate nations are playing, there's always something for them to prove, because they need to show that they belong at this level. Here's a ball that is driven through the offside, down towards deep cover. The fielder comes around and dives and picks it up, and the scoring restricted to 2 runs. So a couple of runs to Stewart. He's off the mark with his first delivery. And it's 81 for 5.
Yeah, his first delivery, and that was pretty well timed, playing the drive on the up, and the fielder, the sweeper at the square cover position, having to come some distance to his right. So they were able to get back for 2 comfortable runs, but Grant Stewart can give it a bit of a hit as well.
Waits for Holder and is hitting this one just as you said. It's gone out towards mid-wicket. It's gone over the boundary. It's gone for 6. So Grant Stewart making sure that he supports the view of Henry Wallace. He's got a 6.
And 33 sixes there for the Italians so far, but that was a short ball from Jason Holder. No real pace on that delivery, but I think Stewart primarily had to negotiate the bounce, and he made contact with it just about shoulder height and got the elevation, and it went quite a distance. I mean, that's a short boundary on that leg side, but he still got it in the top tier of the 2-story stand.
Is this the start of that rear guard action I suggested is required? Let's see. 87 for 5 as Holder is up to the wicket to bowl to Stewart. Stewart is stuck in this one away. Out towards the long arm position. They go for 1 as Powell picks it up and sends the return in. The end of over number 13. And after 13 overs, the Italians are still hanging in there. They're 88 for 5.
Yeah, still hanging in there, as you said. And that asking rate just inching up to just over 11 runs and over. And the current rate is just over 6.5 runs and over, so still a lot to do. But as you said, that at some point in time they'll have to press the accelerator. We've seen 2 good overs back to back for the Italians, and maybe this might be the time when they're looking to maybe just make that last charge to see how best they can get a little bit more pressure back on the West Indies. 78 runs needed now from 42 deliveries. I think the real concern for the Italians is the wickets, Colin. They've lost 5.
Hossain is back. He's around the wicket to bowl to Stewart, and Stewart gives himself room and hammers it through the covers, but there's a man right out on the boundary. That's Hetmar, and he does the fielding, keeping the scoring down to 1. So Hossain, 2 overs for 19 runs before this. He picked up a wicket. Coming back now to bowl his 3rd over. And we'll see if he completes his spell. No sign of chase as yet, just the 5 bowlers used. Here is Hossain, and a ball hit in the air, down towards long off, and Powell takes it on the bounce as the batsmen go through for 1. But struck in the air, Powell waited for it, took it on the bounce, and rotation in the strike.
Just for a moment, he thought the ball was going to carry to the long off fielder, and Powell just came in a couple of paces and recognized it was going to drop short.
Hossain continues to Stewart, who's got 10, gives himself room and hits it down towards long off along the ground this time, so no anxiety. Powell again, though, the fielder, and a single to take Stewart up to 11 off 5.
You can see the intention there from Menenti, where he's trying to make a bit of room just to open up the offside, but he's just moving a tad early, and Hossain just following him and making it very difficult for him to access that offside.
Here's Hossain and a drive down towards the cover position once more. Hetty is there, Hetmar, so just the 1 run. So they're keeping busy and keeping the scoreboard moving. It's just not moving at the rate that is required at this point in time. They need to score, just around 12? And so far in this over, 4 deliveries, 4 runs. So they're going to need a couple of boundaries in this over from the remaining 2 deliveries to at least keep close to the required rate. Some 74 runs required from just 38 deliveries. Here is, just under 12 required, now 11.68 required rate as this delivery is played down towards extra cover, just on the edge of the circle. And the batsman able to pick up a run. 93 for 5, 73 required off 37. And the required rate just under 12. Henry Wallace, can they do it? As Manetti waits for Hossain to close out the over, left arm around the wicket into Manetti, and he is swinging this one away, but will only get a run. So Joseph sends the return in, a single to take the score up to 94 for the loss of 5 after 14.
Yeah, and that run rate the required run rate has just inched up to 12 runs and over. So 6 runs off the over there from Hossain, but in having that sort of control, it has just pushed the asking rate up another notch. So the pressure really builds here for the Italians, where they've just not been able to have any sustained period to attack that required run rate.
Akil Hussein, 3 overs, no maidens, 1 for 25. We haven't had any maidens in the innings so far. Matthew Ford, 3 overs, 2 for 17. Jason Holder, 3 overs, none for 19. Gurikesh Moti, 3 overs, 1 for 13. And Shamar Joseph, 2 overs, 1 for 14. Just the 5 bowlers used. And I hardly think that a new bowler would be introduced at this point in time, but who knows?
Maybe for practice, you probably want to give Ross and Chase a bit of a twirl.
I would have thought so, and I don't know that you would tend to bring Matthew Ford back. He doesn't normally come back this late, does he?
Well, he offers an option at the back end of the innings because of his change-ups and his variation. So that was always an option as well. But you have Shamar Joseph, you have Jason Holder, who are the two players that have been identified to be the death bowlers, and that's an aspect, an area of Jason Holder's game that has improved in the last year or so. His death bowling has certainly improved. He's always taken the responsibility of bowling to the death,
but it hasn't always worked.
I didn't think it was the best option. But
yes, I agree with you.
I will now reserve comment. I think he has improved quite a bit in the last year or so.
Yeah, well, I certainly do agree with you that when he found himself in that role, he wasn't that consistent in it. I remember some time ago against England, he picked up a hat-trick at Kensington, and I suppose that left persons with a feeling, well, here was the death bowler. But I agree with you that he has been suspect in that area. But if there is improvement, then we could very well see Jason Holder playing an improved version of Jason Holder in that role moving forward.
Yeah, well, what I've seen from him when I spoke about the improvement is he's become less predictable bowling at the death. He's developed change of pace at the death, bowling slower, short balls. He's also been able to bowl the leg stump Yorker from over the wicket, and we saw him do it recently around the wicket as well. So where the bowling coach, you look at the options of targeting the instep or the heel of the batter. And I know Otis Gibson is a big fan of that. We've seen the wide Yorker coming into the game quite a bit. I am not such a big fan of that, but it's still good to have it as a part of the variation. So you look at that wide Yorker, and you also look at the Yorker to attack the heel of the batter.
Okay, so we'll see which of those options will be used by Shamar Joseph, who has come back into the attack. 72 required off 36 deliveries. 94 for 5. Joseph 1 for 14 from his 2 overs. And he is back for a 3rd over. And he is at the top of his mark. Waiting as Manenti on 9 is getting the ball, which he is ballooning back to Joseph. And that really was a nothing type of stroke as he came across, and that ball just ballooned back to the bowler. What they come off of?
The pad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, when I say what they come off of, I meant whether it was pad or just high up on the body.
Yeah, the pad. He was just late on the shot.
Yeah.
And I think when the ball crashed into his pad, he hadn't even played the shot yet.
Yeah. So that should not be too painful if it came off the pad, because that area is well protected. But it did go back, so it lobbed so slowly that I was wondering if it struck at natural softer part of the body, so to speak. Here's a ball that is played away smartly down towards third man. That's gone for 4. So well played, giving himself room and steering that one to the right of the third man fielder into the boundary for 4. So we knew at the start of the over, Hendy, that 12 runs per over at least were required. So we're going to see how close they get to that.
Yes, and full length delivery there from Shamar Joseph. And there was Manetti going, just staying leg side of the ball, maybe just create a bit more room for himself. He's using the pace. And remember, the ball doesn't have very far to travel. So Joseph really needed either to bowl length or to follow the batter.
Here's Joseph again, right arm over the wicket to Manati, who is going for a drive and gets it off the inner portion of the bat down towards fine leg for 4. So he was looking, I thought, to get the ball square or maybe even in front of the bat, I thought. But it came off the inner portion and found its way down towards fine leg for the second of 2 boundaries.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you are sometimes going for broke. and that was 4 runs in the dark. But this time now they had a bit of a meeting moments ago at the drinks break, and I think it's a case where they have to, nothing to lose and really just go for it. And in doing that, in looking to attack every single delivery, you will get 1 or 2 runs in the dark. But I think they'll take them anyhow they come.
Here's Joseph up to the wicket to bowl, and a ball that is played down towards mid-off. Holder comes in but can't stop the run. So 63 required off 32 deliveries. We've had 2 boundaries and a single in the over so far. So they're closing in on that 12 runs required. Not a bad over so far for Italy. 103 for 5. Joseph will want to make something happen here. Another wicket would put Italy under even more pressure. Another boundary would give Captain Shea Hope something to think about. 1 for 23 in his third over. Joseph at the top of his mark. And 103 for the loss of 5 in the 15th over. Required rate just under 12, 11.81. So they're closing in on that now. And if they can pick up another boundary here, that will serve them well. Joseph up to the wicket and in the air, down towards long off, and taken by Holder. So Joseph has been able to pull things back and create some problems for the Italians. Stewart has gone for 12, and it's now 103 for the loss of 6.
And not an awful lot of conviction in that shot from Stewart. You just wondered if he was, may have been expecting a short delivery. He was sort of clearing the front leg, maybe looking to get a little bit more power into the shot. But for me, it didn't seem like an awful lot of conviction in the shot. And Holder just coming forward and taking a very comfortable catch, wrong about thigh height. And the end of Stewart just when the Italians were getting a little bit of momentum. That will obviously affect the quest to try and get that run rate down. And another wicket for Shamar Joseph.
So 63 now required off 31 deliveries. The required rate 12.19. The keeper Mead is coming out to join Manetti, who is on 18. And right now advantage West Indies, but Italy, I'm not going to write them off as yet, Hendy.
Not in T20 cricket, but the win predictor has got West Indies at 92%. So that would suggest that they are firm favourites.
Well, maybe the predictor is not considering the history of the West Indies side in such situations. I think the predictor is only looking at the mathematics of it all.
Right.
Yes.
The data, is it?
It's a data-driven predictor. So here is Joseph into Mead, and Mead is getting inside his stumps and working that one off the stumps down to backward square for a single. That ends the over. It also ends my stint in this contest, unless, of course, we go to a super over or something of that nature, which is highly unlikely. So after 15 overs, 62 required off 30. It's 104 for the loss of 6, 18 to Manetti, 1 to Mead, more from Hendy Wallace, and then you're going to have a double change. Andrew Mason is going to replace me, and Philo Wallace is going to replace Hendy Wallace.
A couple of boundaries early in the over there from Shamar Joseph, but he finished it as well as he could by picking up that wicket of Stewart and putting a little bit more pressure on the Italians as they're now 6 wickets down. And you would think that the Manenti would be the key at this stage, the last hope for the Italians if they're going to look to spring a surprise. And what a surprise it would be.
It would be indeed. The rate, as you said, 12.40. Moti to continue the attack. He's going to bowl his last over. He's been stingy. Good economy. So 104 for 6 as he comes up now. He's in and bowls. A ball pitched up, hit in the air, down towards the long off area. And is that a brilliant catch taken? Oh,
Brandon King.
No, Brandon King down at the cover area was not able to catch it. Well. It was in the air for a long time. Should he caught that? Well, he didn't. 106 for the loss of 6. Brandon King looks a bit embarrassed by that. Here we go, Philo, as you join me.
Flight hit delivery. About to look at the hit it over long off. Just splicing the bat. Brandon King could have gone further back. He just didn't go further enough, and the ball eluded his grasp while he went backwards, and his head struck the ground. The ball missed his hands completely, and he hit his head while tumbling backwards. Bucket down.
Oh, no.
How painful is that?
Let's hope he's going to be okay.
Well, Dr. Mansingh is there as well.
Sky Man Singh. Of course, he's got Indian roots.
Well, he's in India.
Yeah, of course.
He's
so
rubbing the back of his head, Brad.
Let's hope he's okay.
Let's hope he's okay because he's the opening batter.
And maybe the only one.
And it's Johnson Charles.
Hello to our friends in St. Lucia.
Yes.
This is in there.
Good old Johnson Charles.
W. Vent, I think it is. Yeah, Johnson Charles. Well, he is, of course, on the bench.
Yeah.
So what do you make of this game now, Philo? Look into your crystal ball, Philo. 106 for 6, 15 overs and 1 ball. They need 60 from 29 balls. The rate required is 12.41. Talk to me, Philo Wallace.
It's easier for a dumpling to roll up a hill.
A dumpling?
For Italy to win
a
this
sweet
game.
sugar dumpling as well?
Yeah, so obviously clearly West Indies in the driving seat looking to make this 4 wins in a row.
Yeah.
As we see Sampson is on the field for
Sampson is on the field.
Yes.
What a name to have, very biblical.
Yes.
Wonder where is Delilah.
Maybe in Guyana.
Hello to our friends in Guyana, of course, listening there on Kaieteur Radio. And of course, we lost one of the newspapers recently. It's Starbuck, I think they've lost.
They've lost the Advocate too.
Yeah, we lost the Advocate in Barbados a long time. Now here is Moti as he's in and bows to Mead. Mead is back, pushes into the offside, down to cover, can't score. Good tight delivery. Every run, every ball that is bowled, not a run scored. It's like gold dust here. But certainly, situation is an interesting one. West Indies in control. Moti's in balls. Batsman swings at it. Down to backward square. 1. They look for second. The return comes in from Joseph. Very fleet of foot. Fires the return right over the bales. The man from Barcara in Berbice. Hello to our friends in Berbice. Of course, listening to Kaieteur Radio there. And in the end, the score is 107 for a loss of 6. 59 to get from 27. 18 Minetti. And here is a delivery which is pitched to the batsman. Drives firmly down towards the position of long on, and an attempt to try to stop the ball. Matthew Ford. And good work done at the long on boundary. And they're able to restrict the West Indies. Italy's just 2 there. 109 for loss of 6. 2 to come in over number 16. 57 from 26. Let's look at Ford's effort there. Good work. To just parry the ball
parry the ball to Powell. Very good work indeed.
Yeah, good work indeed. Moti looking to finish strong. He comes into Manetti into this delivery. He's tailing away and swings it up towards the position of wide long on. That's gone for 6 runs. What a shot. Oh, by golly. Pitched on the line of that. He just carted that ball over wide long on for 6. He's a big, strong man, and that's hit powerfully, Philo.
Benjamin Manetti, he's the informed batter for Italy. Just gave himself a room outside the leg stump.
Went out to
length, and he hit it hard, flat and hard over long on for a 6. A good shot.
Wonderful shot indeed.
Some 86 meters.
Yeah.
And the Italians are jumping.
Here's Moti to Manetti. He's in and Boston, and he's looking at Bowden. Moti strikes. There was a batsman born for the big old cow swipe, as we were saying, Caribbean parlance. He loses his wicket, and the plot really is good for the West Indies now. 115 for 7, and that man from Bobby strikes again, Moti.
Very good delivery, flatter and faster. The ball not bouncing as high as Manetti expected. The ball just skidded through and hit in middle and off stump, and he has to go back for 26 from 21 balls. And the Italians have lost their 7th wicket on 115 in the 16th over. West Indies, Andrew, large and in charge.
I would think so as well. They'll have to perform poorly to lose this. But at the moment, 165 they made. I just got the feeling it was just about a power score and a lot of pressure on the Italian side. And now they're losing their way. 116 for loss of 7, and Moti strikes again, Philo.
Yes, so West Indies have played 3 games at Kolkata.
Yes.
Which has made it a lot easier for them. Not be a lot of up and down. They went up to Mumbai, but now they're back at Kolkata. Another conditions quite well here, the size of the boundaries and all of that. So they're actually playing at home, and it's good to see that they've controlled what they're doing in Kolkata. They've won. This is going to be the 3rd victory in Kolkata. Mm-hmm. The other one was in Mumbai. So it's good cricket by the West Indies so far. The bowlers again, Andrew, just showing the skills and well supporting the field also.
So Ford to come back. Kulamaji is the batsman to do batting. He bowled very well as a spinner. And remember, for quite a long time, and he got the big of a show when he bowled him. Mead to do battle. Of course, the only Mead I know is Reuben Mead, who, of course, is the Chief Minister in Montserrat, I think. Yes, hello to Reuben Mead. Here is the delivery, which is pitched up outside the off-stump. Ford continues, and there's Mead going for the big drive. The ball goes by to be taken by the keeper. 115 for 7, went over number 17. The target is 166, so 51 to get from 23. That gap is getting wider and wider, Philo.
It's soon going to be a road.
It's going to be a road. A roadblock like Shaggy as well. Hello to all of our friends there in Jamaica on Omega Radio. So, of course, we turn our attention to the Super 8. So West Indies' first game is against Zimbabwe. Then they play against South Africa. Ford starts his run. Comes up now. In bowls to Mead into this delivery. He gets a wide of the off stump. Full. And they can't put that on the ball. Good bowling by Matthew Ford. Going to be difficult to drop Matthew Ford, I think.
Very, very difficult indeed. He's answered the call.
Yeah.
Coach Darren Sammy will be quite happy.
Yes, he's smiling, Darren Sammy.
Obviously, Matthew Ford has come in and hit his straps, and he's been consistent, Matthew Ford. Both with bat and ball.
Well, with Shepherd fit, I'm sure they maybe want to go for Shepherd, but he's going to be a difficult man to leave out.
Yeah, but Ford is the informed man.
He's the informed. What would you do, Philo?
I would stay with Matthew Ford.
Okay, here's a delivery which is outside line. The batsman looks to swing it, going right across the stumps, and the ball goes by to be taken by the keeper. Can't get that on the ball. It seems as if he's batting with a needle, Philo.
A hole.
115 for 7. So Philo Wallace is saying in the Cousin Drive Network's commentary. This commentary, of course, being heard in Guyana on Kaieteur Radio, that he will stay with Matthew Ford even if Shepherd is fit. That's going to make primetime sports. 115 for 7. Oh, that's a big call, Philo.
Well, it's a World Cup.
Here is the delivery. It's outside the off-stump. There's the batsman driving, and it's caught at cover, pitched up along the off-stump. Mead departs. Further success. And Matthew Ford, you can't keep a good man down, as they say in song. He's picked up 3 for 17, and the Italian team really think they're much better at football.
That's a very good bowling from Matthew Ford. This ball was wide-ish outside the off-stump. Mead looking to give himself room and just slapped it straight to Shamar Joseph.
Fourth catch as well.
Feeling that square man on the offside. Good hands. He's a good athlete. Shamar Joseph. And you can really see the West Indian players enjoying their work. And Matthew Ford continued to show his worth.
Yeah. And Philo Wallace continues to say that, of course, he'll certainly give the job to Mr. Matthew Ford.
I'll tell you why, Andrew.
Oh, talk to me, Philo. I'm keen to hear that.
He's the one bowler that they're looking to use, the fast bowler up front, because he swings the ball.
Yeah.
And he has the ability to swing the ball both ways and hit good lines. And he's a good support for Akil Hussein with that new ball.
Okay.
And he's not a slouch in the field or with the bat.
In fact, he batted 3 in one of the games, didn't he?
In South Africa. So Shepherd is coming back. If Shepherd is fit, he has to restart. Matthew Ford is already into cricket rhythm. And sometimes, when a guy gets injured and he comes back short of work. So I will continue with Matthew Ford because he is the informed player at the moment.
So Ford and Shepherd can't play on the same side?
No.
They can't play on the same side.
Who are you going to drop to bring Shepherd?
No, I'm just asking questions.
It'll be difficult because you got Ford, Jason.
Yeah. And you got Joseph as well. Yeah, here's Ford to bowl to Drackhouse, and the batsman goes past the umpires in and bowls outside the offside, played away in the offside, down to wide third man. Gets a lot of bat into that, and a run. So 3 for 18 from 3 overs and 5 balls. And I know that the coach, Darren Sammy, likes him. That's what I was told. He's actually in love with him, really.
I think if he's in love with him, I think he should be in love with him. The man should be in love with the man and remains a man.
Yes, he does. He's big on Matthew Ford. Very big on Matthew Ford. Hello, he's done a good job, Matthew Ford from Barbados.
Yes, he's picked up his wickets.
He's done what he's in, and balls full on the line of the off stump and driven away down towards that long off area for a single. So big assignment, big ass. And I think it's unlikely that Italy will win this game as Philip Hackett becoming Prime Minister of Barbados. Of course, that will be very, very hard. So 17 gone for the trouble, 118 for loss of 8. That's the latest score to Eden Guardians.
Yes, another successful over there for Matthew Ford, picking up his third wicket, bowling 4 overs and only going for 19 runs. And that will please him a lot going into the Super 8s, knowing that he has the confidence of bowling, and West Indies as well have the confidence once they finish this game of defending a total. Obviously, they stumble a bit with their batting, but the bowlers have come out and they've bowled wonderfully well. Good support in the outfield by the fielders. And you can see them really bringing all their roles, the different roles into play,
right,
and making a complete cricket performance.
So it's going to be Shamar Joseph, who's picked up 2 for 24 and 4 catches. He may be in line for the man of the match, do you think, Phil? Or that's not possible.
It's possible.
Okay.
I bet the South Africa played a game and John D. Rose won the man of the match, the fielder.
Okay. Here's Joseph, comes up now. He's in and bowls the ball down the leg side. And that should be called a wide, yes. And the score is 118 for loss of 8. 17 overs gone. 40 to get from 18 balls.
But you got to remember, Shea Hope at the top of the order scored 75.
Yeah.
From 70 balls.
So currently, who's your man of the match, Philo?
Shea Hope.
So Philo Wallace calls it, says Shea Hope is the man of the match. Joseph has got 2 for 25 and has picked up 4 catches.
And every West Indian member is in their brand name shades.
Yeah. Kulamanji was settling weight. He bowled pretty well. And here's a ball outside the line, the off-stump ball with good pace again by Shamar Joseph. And there's a batsman wafted that ball goes by to be taken by the keeper. 118 for a loss of 8.
84 miles an hour. Andrew.
84 miles an hour.
He's cruising.
And Sammy is smiling.
Why wouldn't he?
In his brand name shades, Darren Sammy.
Played 4 World Cup games.
Yeah.
Preliminary games, and they've won all 4.
Yeah, they have it won all 4.
And he said coming out of South Africa, something special is happening.
Yeah. Kulamanji's a settling weight. 118 for 8. Joseph in his last over. 3 overs and 1 ball. 2 for 25 as he starts his run. The ball to Kulamanji. He's up to the wicket. He's in. And balls pitched on the line of the middle sub. He's forward. The ball hits the bottom of the bat and squirts down towards that long on air for just a single. So the West Indies defending what will be described as a reasonable score quite admirably. With some good bowling. Some good catching as well. And Italy in trouble. And West Indies should go on to win this comfortably. Cricket is a funny game, but it's very unlikely. The win predictor at one stage was saying 92 when Henry Wallace was on. I rather suspect it's pretty close to 100 now, I would imagine.
Yeah, bowling coach Ravi Rampal will be happy as well.
Yeah, good old Rampal.
His bowlers obviously have answered the call.
So Jacka waits and ball which is Oxalani Yosem and played away down towards third man. Just tailed away down to third man. It's going to go towards the boundary and gets there as well. So a boundary to Drakkar. It was outside the off stump, went over third man, down to the boundary for 4. 123 for loss of 8. He tailed away.
Short ball and Drakkar just using the pace.
Yes, he did.
Getting it over the man at short third man, down to the boundary, 1 bounce for 4. Good cricket shot.
Yeah, indeed. So how will Joseph respond to this? Got a big smile on his face.
Shea Hope was asking him to bowl the stump.
Yeah, that's what Shea Hope was doing. He bowled it and it was played away. Here's a Shepherd there watching in his band name Shades. So 123 for 8. Joseph is in both full, played away, and is caught down at the position of backward point outside the off stump. Ball goes down towards the boundary towards the backward point area. The catch is taken by Roston Chase. Joseph strikes again. He's picked up 3 for 30. It was full, and there's Roston Chase at backward point, pouncing the catch. And the West Indies are very close to victory here against Italy.
Yes, a team out there for Drakkar, the ball full length, looking to give himself again room outside the leg stump and just neatly hitting it to backward point. Roston Chase will not even drop that if his eyes were closed. A very easy catch. Taken by Roston Chase. The Italians have lost their 9th wicket on 123, and the West Indians obviously they're in the huddle, everyone smiling, and they know that they're just 1 wicket away from winning this 4th game. And they're winning this 4th game if they take the 10th wicket, Andrew. It'll be 3 games they've bowled the opposition out. Or they're checking the ball for height.
Yeah, they are indeed. Okay. So let's have a look at this. Is it Philo, have a look, tell me.
But the ball has to come into play first.
Yeah. Okay. Checking for height. It was a full toss.
Yes.
Played down to backward point. The catch was taken.
But that's Rutherford.
Yeah. So we're going to just try to get the right video here. 123 for 8. Could be 123 for 9. Just checking to see if it was over the waistline. So Joseph will just have to wait, Philo.
Yes, and everyone has to wait on the decision. But obviously, the Italians will be quite disappointed at their batting effort here.
Seems as they can't find it, Philo.
Well, Red Plastic Bag can find his brother.
Well, he didn't look in Rock Hall or Eagle Hall. So 123 for 8. But it could be 120 for 9. Here we go, Philo. Talk to me.
Yes.
How is that? Is it above the waistline there, Philo? What do you think? Yeah, I think he may get away with that. The batsman.
Laughing.
Yeah.
It hit the outer edge.
He hit the outer edge.
And the outer edge is above the waist.
Above the waist.
And that's the outer edge of the bat.
Yeah. So, what do we have here now, Philo?
When Adrian Woodstock is involved in anything this controversy, he's coming back.
Yeah, he's coming back. Yeah, he's coming back.
Yes, he's been given a reprieve.
Yeah.
No.
Well, talk to me, Philo. What's happening?
But he's reversing, which means he's going back. And he's smiling. Jaka seems to be a clown.
So what's going on there, Philo?
Well, he's waiting a decision from the umpire. He's asking if he's out or not out. And they think they're sending it on the way.
So is he... what's going on?
Let's go. He's going to turn again.
He's turned again to go walk off.
This is quite sad, though.
Yeah, okay. But from what you saw, Philo, what's your gut feeling?
Well, the ball hit the outer edge of this bat, and the outer edge of his bat was above his waist.
Above his waist, okay. So maybe we're going to look at it again.
Well, they should.
So you won't be surprised if the batsman is called back?
No, I won't be surprised.
Okay, yeah, okay. Well, the umpires are waiting. Okay.
Technology is supposed to speed up this.
I would think so as well. Yeah, it looked a bit high to me on what we saw there. But they're waiting 122 for 9. Trying to pick up another angle or so? I don't know. Here we go, Philo. Talk to me.
We're looking at it's above the waist. From that picture, that frame. If you look at the one
calculated, the same fair delivery.
Fair delivery, but if you look at the frozen screen, right. The ball is above his waist.
Right. So,
but maybe they say he made contact and the ball was down, so he's out.
He's been given.
Yeah, he's been out.
You think that's fair, Philo, or would you think he should have been given a reprieve?
I think he should be given a reprieve. That ball looks over the waist.
Henry, what do you think? You think he should have been given a reprieve? Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah. So
the still frame is showing the ball above his waist.
Yeah, it is.
But when you look at the one with the measurement, it's saying below.
That's been saying below. Okay. Yeah. Well, he's gone.
He's gone. He's out.
Yeah. So that's a fact.
Yeah.
So 122 for 9. Here's Joseph. The ball to Hassan goes past the umpire. Balls Hassan. Hassan is coming onto the front for the ball. It's the bottom of the bat and goes out towards the cover area. There's no run. 17 overs and 5 balls. And in search of 166 for victory. Italy are in big trouble at Eden Gardens.
Yes, they made a mess of this run chase. No momentum at all.
No momentum.
No partnerships. No significant partnerships.
Right. Suppose Joseph gets down the wicket here now, Philo. You think he'd come into the equation for man of the match?
He would come into the equation, yes.
But still your man is hope.
No, well, by first judge is so, but if he gets down the wicket and gets 4 catches, then he could be the man of the match.
Well, get a wicket for me now, Shamar. He comes up now, he's in. Balls Hassan. Hassan gets one outside there, the off stump, a big swing, and it goes by. Oh, did he take an edge there? The ball, but yes, he's gone.
So come behind.
Oh my golly!
But
Quick stop selling out the off stump. There was a batsman born for the big swing. The catch taken, and the West Indies defending a small score, bowling Italy out for 123 in 18 overs. They win, and they win big by 42. Well done to the West Indies.
That's a very good victory here by the West Indies. Shamar Joseph being the star of the show, picking up some 4 wickets. Again, the extra pace. Good movement, good bounce, good carry to the keeper. And I think that Shea Hope takes the ball, he doesn't celebrate. And
that's typical Shea Hope for you.
It makes you feel like it's just a normal ball that passes outside. There's just no celebration.
Knows them very well because they're both from Pickwick.
Well done to West Indies, winning this game by 42 runs, beating Italy convincingly, winning all 4 games in the preliminaries, bowling out the 3 teams, getting 10 wickets 3 times, which is very good for them as a bowling unit. And this gives them very good momentum going into the Super 8s. Congratulations to West Indies again for showing a good character, good skills. All the skills were put together, and they got the complete package of a victory in yet another ICC T20 World Cup match 2026. This is being hosted in India and Sri Lanka. West Indies having the luxury of not travelling to Sri Lanka, playing most of the games in Kolkata at Eden Gardens. So that obviously has become their base and home ground, and they've really shown that they've enjoyed playing at Eden Garden. Sure hope obviously the captain will be quite happy. 4-4, top scorer in this game, and obviously marshalling the troops quite well, rotating his bowlers, getting the fielders in the right positions, and executing as a unit.
Okay, so Philo, we're going to, of course, do a recap. In terms of what you've seen so far, going in now to the Super 8s, any concerns at all?
The concern to me would just be Roston Chase and his batting. Against Italy, you would expect Roston Chase to come out and play a lot freer. So that would be one of the concerns. Obviously, you look at Romario Shepherd, who started the World Cup, and now Matthew Ford obviously has held on to that position. I think he will continue to hold on to it because he's the one in form. He's the seam bowler that they're using up front, and he's doing his job. He's getting early wickets and supporting Akil Hussain. So the West Indies will go into the Super 8s full of confidence, having done the hard work in the qualifiers and knowing what is in front of them. Zimbabwe is not going to be an easy walkover. South Africa, are playing out of their skins, and then we face the mighty Indians. But at least the West Indies have momentum going into those Super 8 matches, and they have the confidence as well, scoring runs and defending, and also chasing runs. So they're in the right space at the moment.
So they, of course, play against Zimbabwe on February the 23rd at 9:30. February the 26th against South Africa at 5:30. And then on March the 1st, they play against India at 9:30. So the script would have said that they would have maybe played against Australia, but we know what happened to them. So they got Zimbabwe, and after that, they're going to play against South Africa, followed by India. So it's not going to be easy.
No, it's not going to be easy. But once you get into the Super 8, you're going to meet the mighty competition, and the guys in the squads in the Super 8 will be looking to win. And West Indies will have to prove their character, show their mettle, and what they've all been building towards is getting into the Super 8s and moving on to the Super 8s to get to the semi-finals. So it's step by step, game by game, and they've done it so far in the preliminary rounds where they've won all 4 games. Now they have the opportunity now to restart in the Super 8s against Zimbabwe, and once they can continue the winning ways there, they face South Africa with confidence, and then down to the mighty Indians. So they're going in the right direction, but as you keep going in the right direction, it's going to get tougher.
Yeah, and of course, in terms of the overall position, we'll recap quickly. The West Indies been inserted 165 for 6. Would have been looking for a lot more than that. I mean, King again failing 4. Shea batted well, they got under pressure, 75 from 46 balls, 6 4s and 4 6s. Hetmar didn't do too much today, just got 1. Chase laboured, making 24 from 25 balls. An important 24 from Rutherford towards the end. And don't discount the work of Matthew Ford, because when he came, and the West Indies looked as if they might have made less than 150. He got 16 not out from 8 balls, and 165 for 6 from 20 overs was the score. I would think West Indies would have been looking to have made maybe 180 or even more than that. That didn't happen. And in terms of the bowling man, then he picked up 2 for 38, and the leg spin Komaji picked up 2 for 25. Hassan 1 for 24, and Smuts 4 overs, no winners, none for 27. It was an interesting situation with the Italy side, no doubt looking, Philo Wallace, who's with me, to get to 166 for victory. But you always felt that despite not a big score by the West Indies, it's against a team inexperienced, a score that they could have defended.
Yeah, clearly the Italians showed their inexperience in chasing runs. West Indies, obviously the bowlers, led by Shamar Joseph, really pegged them back. Good control bowling, good field placing also by Shea Hope. And when you see all those things coming together, all those ingredients, you know you're on to winning ways. So the Italians, well, their World Cup campaign has come to an end on a losing streak, but they'll be heartened by their performances and what their players have produced and learned on this journey.
So 166 for victory. Moscow got 2. His brother, that's Justin, his brother Anthony got 19. And then Smuts was there for a bit, 24 from 27. Daddy towards the end, 26. Stewart got 12 from 7. But you always felt it was going to be a lot of pressure on them. And in the final analysis, 123 all out in 18 overs. And the man of the match looks like Shea Hope. So Shea Hope being the man of the match for his 75. And you think it was tight, fellow, because of course Shamar Joseph picked up 4 catches, and in the end, 4 overs, no better than 4 for 30. Hossein 3 overs, no better than 1 for 25. 4 overs, no better than 3 for 19. Holder 3 overs, no better than 9 for 19. And Moti 4 overs, no better than 2 for 24. The man of the match, Shea Hope, 75 from 46 balls. You agree with that,
I agree with that. It's the highest score in the match. Next highest is 26. So he batted well. Well at the storm at the top of the innings for West Indies after they lost 2 quick wickets. And, his keeping was good, his field placing was good. He looked in control with the bat, and he also looked in control as the captain. And all those ingredients would have pushed him past Shamar Joseph, who bowled wonderfully well to pick up 4 wickets. But well-deserved man of the match, a well-deserved victory for Shea Hope. And that will give him confidence as well as a captain. Going into the Super 8s, knowing that he has a bit of control now with his players. His form has come back quite nicely, and he's starting to peak at the right time going into the business area of this T20 World Cup.
Yeah, indeed. So a good victory for the West Indies side, no question about that. They go on, of course, to the Super 8s, and they won all their games, Phil Wallace, and finished with 8 points. Well done to them.
Well done to them. Very important that they won the 4 games. It gives them momentum. It gives them the taste of victory, and they'll want more. They'll hunt more in those Super 8 games. And it just goes to show that they put in the hard work, you get the results, you execute well, and at the end of the day, you get the results that you're looking for. 4 victories, bowling out the opposition 3 times in a T20 game. That is very good for the bowlers, as well as the captain. He'll know that when he actually asks a bowler to do something, that he will respond in the affirmative. So well done to Shea Hope and his unit, and let's hope that they can move on now in the Super 8s and continue their winning ways.
Okay, so 165 for the loss of 6 wickets to the West Indies. The Italian side 123 all out in 18 overs, and it was a very good victory for them. The West Indies winning by 42 runs, and the man of the match, Shea Hope, for his brilliant 75. So very comprehensive victory for them. We hope you enjoyed our commentaries half as much as we enjoyed presenting to you. And the birdie just told me that the West Indies declared all-out war like Bounty Killer in Eden Gardens. Strike up the band, we're going home. Andrew Mason on behalf of the team saying goodbye for now.
You've just heard commentaries of the T20 World Cup, a production of the Cut and Drive Network. Join us again for more on Cut and Drive.
This moment is all that I've been dreaming of. Well, focus. Somewhere I feel it in my soul. One chance is everything we've waited for. It's our time, so let we take it home. This moment is all that I've been dreaming of.
Well, focus.
Cricket, lovely cricket, as we bring you ball by ball commentaries of the T20 World Cup. The Cut and Drive Network, in association with this radio station, are pleased to be a part of the excitement. Join me, Andrew Mason, as I lead a team of top-class commentators right through to the finals on March the 8th. Cricket, lovely cricket, on this radio station. You got a date, so don't be late.
This moment is all that I've been dreaming of.
Well, focus. Gentlemen, it's time to step your game up. Introducing the Gentleman's Edge Collection by SZZ. Body sprays, body creams, and shower gel. Bold, sophisticated, magnetic. This trio keeps you fresh, smooth, and irresistibly confident all day long. Make your mark with the Gentleman's Edge. Available at Beatus Footwear, at Bounty Supermarket on Water Street, Mattai's on Water Street, and other leading resellers countrywide. Smell elite. Feel unstoppable with the Gentleman's Edge by SZZ.
Want glowing, youthful skin? Discover the TL Brightening Serum. 100% organic, made with turmeric extract. Soothing, hydrating, and rejuvenating. It's the perfect step to brighten your skin naturally. Get yours now at Pana's Footwear on Regent Street, Georgetown. Radiant skin is just one step away. Get the TL Brightening Serum today.
Who got the best? Who got the best? Who got the best? Who better than Papa John's? Get any pizza you want when you need it. Is on them you call. Who better than Papa John's? Who got the best?
For delivery, call 515-7272. That's 515-7272. Or check out our website, papajohns.gy.
Who better than Papa John's? Who got the best?
Guyana is on the rise. The people are